first time. You can guarantee they will this time, but this Michigan offense is special and can put a lot of points on the board real fast.
There's no doubt about it. Both these teams have a high-flying offense. We've seen back and forth. And speaking of back and forth, how about the back and forth in the action we've seen in the AF1 standing so far this season? A lot still to be determined before we get to the postseason next month.
Yeah, Albany trying to hold on to that #1 overall seed and stay undefeated. Meanwhile, Michigan fighting to get into that 6th and final playoff spot, just a half game behind Beaumont right now. This game means everything to both teams, if we're being perfectly honest.
Yes, absolutely. Albany hoping to keep that top spot, the home turf advantage throughout the postseason, and what Michigan do in their first year in the AF1 and what Arsenal fans can hope for. Boy, there's a lot that can still go on. That's what makes AF1 football so exciting. Speaking about the words exciting, how about Darian Townsend, number 21, the standout receiver for the Albany Firebirds this season? He has been almost exceeding expectations. Hard to believe that, but that's how good he's been this season.
He's kind of like the best kept secret in arena football up until this season. The guy gets in the end zone. He makes big plays. He seems to be always open. He seems to be the fastest guy in the field most days. And now you're seeing the fans and the press and everybody else realize just how good Darian Townsend really is.
He's been so good on the outside. We'll see players like Dwayne Brown, and there's been a storyline pregame we'll touch on into the broadcast involving another wide receiver for the Firebirds. But we're a little bit away from that. We'll have to wait a little bit into the broadcast to find out more about that. On the other side of it, the Michigan Arsenal thought they had a chance. They come back down by double digits, but they just can't close the deal. But 6 touchdowns. Daniel Williams III, Dan the Man, Dan the Threat. We've heard a lot of different names out of #1 this season, but there's no denying how good he's been for this team.
How about Dan, the #1 target of the Arsenal? Malik Williams is throwing touchdowns in bunches to him. Coach Leota obviously loves calling this guy's name in the end zone. Big, fast, strong, not afraid to go over the wall, not afraid to go into your grill. This guy has it all, and he's showing it this year.
And not afraid to talk either. You might see him get up after a touchdown and let us know, flex a little bit, dance a little bit, show off the intensity. Dan Williams can do it all. It's going to be a fun matchup on the outside for sure. It's Michigan. It's Albany. 20 straight wins for the Firebirds. Can the Arsenal be the 1 in 20-1? Or can Albany keep a 2-year undefeated streak intact? We'll find out next here on HTN.
It starts in a quiet, empty building. And the lights come on. Suddenly, you're not watching the game. You're inside it. Every step, every hit, you can feel it building, faster, louder, until there's no space left and no holding it back. This is Arena Football 1. Watch on Home Team Network.
Clarksville don't whisper. Clarksville roars. Because in here, the ball never dies.
So my very fondest memory at an Abby's came in high school after we won a state championship in basketball, a moment we'll never forget. The very first thing we did, celebrated across the street at Abby's. And for us to just enjoy and savor the season and what we accomplished there, and that pizza became synonymous with this championship memory. It's great to have some of those just foundational, traditional spots that we can all go to and enjoy a great time.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
And just moments away from kickoff here inside MVP Arena. Should be another good one. These two teams faced off earlier in the season. Michigan down by double digits in the first quarter. They come back. They're down by double digits with less than 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They come back. They're down by double digits with less than a minute to go in the fourth quarter, and they have a chance 60 to 57. Their coach decides to go for an extra point at 56 to 60. they can't find a way to win the game, and now they have an opportunity to maybe, quite possibly, hand the Firebirds their first loss of 2026. Michigan did win the coin toss. They elected to defer, so it'll be the Firebirds having the first opportunity to hold the ball on offense. Oscar Rodin on for the kick here. Some Arsenal fans may remember Rodin's first deuce he scored in 2026 was against the Firebirds in that most recent matchup. Should be a good one. Go ahead, Leck.
Oh, no, absolutely. I agree. He's a heck of a kicker, big leg. He's 2 points waiting to happen every time he lines up.
We'll see if Rodin can hit the 2 on the board. As we're ready. Home crowd's fired up inside MVP Arena. Kick is on the way. And how about that?
Can't say we didn't warn you on that one.
No, a deuce leads this thing off. Rodin did it against Albany before the first score, and the first points go in favor of the Arsenal.
These are two
for
really
Michigan
prolific offenses, but as you know, and people are
First
learning
down.
more and more every day with AF1, the kicking game can change everything for you. The 2 points on the deuce, the chance for an uno, a 1 point in the end zone on a safety type situation. Michigan doesn't even hold the ball on offense, and they already take the lead.
Well, it makes Sean Leota, the head coach for the Michigan Arsenal's job a little bit easier. Last time they trailed by 13 against Albany, and now they get a lead before their offense touches the football. And here's our first look at Sam Castronova leading this offense, the reigning MVP of the league, leading an offense with some playmakers on the outside.
The high motion right now coming from Darian Townsend, but I wondered how long it would be before we saw the big fullback out of Ohio State, Williams, with the ball, and it was right away.
Mayan Williams, a little social media buzz for the big man, number 24. You mentioned a former Buckeye, signed recently, and he got a lot of pub here in the local 518. People wanted to know what this guy could do, and welcome to the Capital Region with a carry like that.
You remember, we got to speak to Coach Damon Ware years ago when he first got here, and he said, I like to run the football, and now he's got just the weapon to do it with.
Fantastic weapon to have right there. Inches closer to that first down. We're going to call it 2nd and 2 here for Castronova as he sends Townsend on his left side. He's looking that way off the snap. Now he's looking everywhere. He fires one down to Townsend, a one-on-one, and that's a push. No flag, and there's a late flag.
Late
interception by the Arsenal. And everybody was waiting for that flag. It was a 2-second pause there, almost a crowd reaction and boos before we saw the penalty hit the turf. Definite contact. We see it. It's going to go against the Michigan
Pass
defense.
interference.
Definite physicality out of Michigan right away.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. 10-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And we saw a one-on-one battle for the ball on the outside. You see a one-handed, then a two-handed shove. That's a pretty easy call there by the officials. When you get the push, the extension, the interception, a pretty easy one there. By the way, that's Isaiah McFarland who gets penalized 13.
They must have been watching the pregame. They knew Darian Townsend was going to be a target today. Obviously, the message from Michigan right now is to be physical with the Firebirds, both on the interception and the return.
Arsenal can't catch a break there. Ball will stay in favor of Albany here on this first down play on the way. Castronova looking our way. Dwayne Brown with the catch, doesn't get the first down. That was the closest we've gotten all season long. We almost had that one. That was coming our way. We were ready.
People don't know this. Goss has abnormally long arms. He's like a human orangutan. I thought you were going to get in on that one.
I did too. That's right here at the 25. That didn't come up to us in the booth. It did go into Dwayne Brown's hands. No one else flinched as much as we did. It does. Well, look at the top left corner. Look at the broadcasters not moving. Slow awareness level there by the big guys, former offensive lineman. Williams with the carry on the outside gets the yards needed for the first down.
This is a scary, scary thing for the Michigan defense. We know the high-flying offense. We know Darian Townsend, Dwayne Brown, all that down the field. Now you've got big 24 Williams out of the backfield. And Sam Castronova can run the ball too, so pick your poison. What are you going to try and stop tonight if you're Michigan?
Zacher had been a guy getting the ball a few times, shorts in previous seasons. Coach Ware's had a different style of back each season during his tenure in the Capital. 2-0 the score here. Michigan scores on the opening deuce of the game. And how about another carry here for Williams? Look back, we're at a point now. We've seen games with the Firebirds where total 4 offensive rushes by a player out of the backfield You wouldn't have seen that. We've got 4 total rushes out of Williams here on the first drive.
You got to wonder if it's a Rocky to sleep, because they got Townsend in the high motion, which means he's hitting full speed when he gets to the line of scrimmage, and they've just been battering him with 24 so far. I know I met Sam Reynolds earlier today. He's a special teams DB coach for Michigan. He seemed calm. Is he still?
That's a very good question, seeing the impact Williams has had in this backfield so far. It's Brown and Hall split to the right of Castronova here on this play. And Castronova looks to the right on this side. It's Dwayne Brown catching it, making one guy miss, getting the jersey pulled and hitting the boards, gaining a few extra yards. Dwayne Brown, an impact player for sure for Albany, joined the squad in 2025. Battled through some injuries so far this season. There's still more to come for DB3, it feels like, in 2026.
I mean, that's absolutely the case. It's just, you know he's going to go off. When is it going to happen? I think he's one of those guys who's just been so prolific on offense. Just a couple touchdowns a game doesn't feel like much, but he is a deep threat, and he is a guy who's going to get in the end zone a lot.
We'll see if Coach Ware decides to stick with the run game here with Zacher split to Castronova's left. Castronova with the snap and looking at a bunch of pressure, and here comes the Arsenal.
That defensive front, wow.
Yes, it's surprising to see that pass rush from both those guys. That's Sykes, and that's Maxwell the third. Both of those guys flying in there and making plays. Michael White also a little bit of pressure there, but look at these pass rush moves from the Arsenal up front. Right off the first step, both. That's that half sack, both sides of it there. Chris Fitzgerald also as well causing some chaos. That's an everybody sack there, but Fitzgerald in particular had a standout game against Albany the last time these two teams faced off. We've got a 4th down play coming up here for the Firebirds. Coach Ware's looking for a timeout. He's going to get it.
Timeout.
How about this? The
Albany.
Firebirds on their heels a bit. They're
First of the
trailing
half.
a 4th down play, a sack.
30 seconds in
A
length.
lot happening here in the opening few minutes of this one.
As I look over to my left, I kind of notice the fact that defense is ready to go. I wonder what they're hoping for here. They just want to get out and get their helmets on somebody right now.
Boy, it's a whole different feel of this game plan for Coach Ware. Although effective, a lot more focus on the run. We've seen so often this season a deep ball. One thing we'll touch on throughout this broadcast, the Firebirds are missing one of their standout wide receivers, Isaiah Scott. We'll cover that story a little later on here in the first quarter. That number 8 will not be there. We'll see how much, if at all, that's played a factor in this drive. But we're getting a 4th down. We'll call it about 11 here to go. No field goal unit on here for the Firebirds.
Is that what they call a snapshot timeout? Like Ware wanted to see how they're going to line up, take the timeout, reassess, and then get after it again.
They had that. The professor, they called him that for a reason. He's sizing up. What can he cook up? What's the formula for success on this one? Townsend heads off to the left side, and Castronova steps back. More pressure from the Arsenal. Castronova's going to throw this one deep in the back of the end zone, and it's picked off. The Arsenal with an interception. The first one didn't stay, but this one does. This time it's Burdale Robbins with the pick in the end zone. Arsenal forced the first turnover of the game.
I was looking at Colby Bird, number 74 for the Firebirds during the break. He's shaking his head a little bit. This defensive front for the Arsenal is really causing pressure. They flush Castronova from the pocket, get him off his feet, and then we even get a hand on him. You hear this a lot, guys. You know this is a guy who used to be an offensive lineman. If you get a hand on the quarterback, it's almost as good as getting him to the ground.
And that worked there. More credit should be given a big 67. Chris Fitzgerald, the former Duke from James Madison, causing pressure on that one, and just the 2nd pick of the season for Castronova. Malik Henry under center here for the Michigan Arsenal, and his first play is off to the outside. It's a few yards on this one. What a story Malik Henry's been. A player all over the place during his professional career. He's played for franchises like Billings, Carolina, Jacksonville. Some may remember him way back as a top-tier prospect, signed with Florida State. Long Beach Poly, one of the most popular high schools in the country. More, by the way, enrollment at Long Beach Poly than here locally with Union College and Siena. That's how big of a high school he came from. So Henry's been a player, and you've seen him for a few years, how good he can be.
Absolutely, and don't forget he's been part of this Albany roster at times as well. He has got such a big arm.
And here comes that big arm, letting one launch at about the 7th row. Henry showing that off. You mentioned his time in the Capital Region and playing against Albany teams and more. That's how good Malik Henry's been. An undeniable talent. By the way, quickly back to Long Beach Poly. Some very famous alumni of Long Beach Poly. Not just Malik Henry, Tony Gwynn.
Okay.
Deshaun Jackson.
Look at This is the problem with you guys.
Yeah.
You have an encyclopedic knowledge of high schools and colleges that no one here knows about. I love it.
What if I drop Cameron Diaz, Long Beach
all
Poly?
right, hold on. Now you got me.
Snoop Dogg, also Long Beach Poly. So
Calvin Brodus. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. A long list of alumni notable from the same school that Malik Henry finished his high school career at.
The flock getting loud.
Third
shut this
down
thing
here
down.
for Henry. And he's looking over the middle. He's got a man. He sits down and gets the yardage he needs. That's Flowers.
The power in Malik Henry's arm, like I used to think he had a little bit of what we used to call arrogant arm, where he thought he could throw it through a wall and do whatever he'd do. It's not, because he can. He actually can do it.
Here's a great look here on Henry, looking this way, and just one pump fake and fires it in there. Flowers has got to make sure it doesn't break the hands when it's coming like that, right? They teach you, don't catch with your chest. That would have thumped. And Flowers hung on, delivered, and moved the chains for his Michigan squad. First down play on the way. Here comes pressure for Albany. They can't get it off. That was a big-time move by Chris Walton on the outside. Walton split his offensive lineman opponent in half their heel. 15 coming off the edge and did not stop. There's another guy. We talked about Townsend in the pregame. Walden, game after game, practice after practice, continues to improve for Albany.
Joined the team a little early in the season, not right away, but he has been an impact player ever since. Putting him next to Morris Joseph Jr., that little that line game they can do, that pressure. Brandon Cisse, the defensive coach, is having a blast with this.
Here comes Walton again with some pressure, more Firebirds, and there's Dan Williams. Dan the man, the threat. His first touch of the game, and it's a big one. He pushes it to a first down, and Michigan less than 10 yards away. We were waiting. If we told you more than halfway through the first quarter would be the first time we'd say Dan Williams' name, we'd be shocked by that. That's the case here. Number one stretches out and gets that first down. You see him in the open field, Levac. Now we know why he's one of the best in the AF1.
He runs like a wide receiver, but he's built like a linebacker. The dude is thick. He can take a beating, and he can deliver a hit, too. This is the game plan. Get the ball in number one's hand and let him cook.
And this is his favorite spot. They split him far to the left outside. Let's see if this is a lob to him as Henry's looking that way on first down. There's the lob, but it's not going to be Williams. Instead, it's Trevante Long. Touchdown, Arsenal.
These wide receivers for Arsenal are big and fast. That dude is 215 pounds in the roster. So what are we putting him at in real life? Because that's a thick dude too. And they run like they run like a little dude, but they hit like a big dude and they can catch the football.
And a great play here for sure. They send Williams to that side. They pull him back long across. Fantastic throw by Henry. And Michigan has a chance to extend their lead. It's 8-0. Extra point for Ronan on the way in a few moments. A call by Leota and company there to throw off the Firebird defense.
The Birds seem to start a little slow. Is that the case, or is Michigan just out to get them today?
We will find out soon. Kick is no good.
Media timeout on the field.
8-point lead for Michigan. 5:45 to play. The Arsenal on top of Albany. You're watching AF1 football here on HTN.
Welcome to the fastest game on turf.
The scoreboard doesn't rest.
This is Arena Football 1.
New cities.
A hit like that only happens in Arena Football 1.
New chaos.
This is why you tune in.
New rivalries.
Unbelievable. The scoreboard is on tilt.
This is what AF1 is all about.
Don't blink. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
Michigan wide receiver Trevante Long scoring for the first touchdown of the game, putting the Arsenal up 8-0. It's another wide receiver that's going to make some headlines coming up for Albany Firebird fans, and we'll touch more on that coming up of what receiver will not touch the turf today. But first we'll see if Oscar Roden can do it again for a second time. He led off the game with a deuce kick on the way. That's got a chance, and it knocks it in again. Roden, a huge factor, a double-digit lead now for Michigan with a second deuce so far in the first quarter.
I mean, listen, when you can hit the deuce all the time, it's just such a total and complete advantage. You missed the extra point, but you've hit 2 deuces, so you're plus minus, you're +3 right now.
Isaiah Scott, we mentioned that wide receiver who was going to be out. Firebird fans got to notice hours before that Isaiah Scott, the standout player, had a huge AF1 championship performance. Levac had an opportunity to talk to him before the game. What should we know about why 8's not taking the turf this evening?
Got a chance to speak to Isaiah. He's a heck of an athlete. He's another guy. He's built like a linebacker, plays like a wide receiver. But the wear and tear of the season, the travel, I think he needed a week to get healthy, to get right.
So no Scott today. Players like Darian Townsend, Hall, DB3, some of the names and nicknames you'll hear throughout the Firebird offensive performance. And there's one of the names right there that's been a standout player. It's been the highly contested debate. A J-High Hall, a J-I Hall, a J-I Hall. I saw the tweet, right? Like, there's about 4 different pronunciations.
Look at Scott cheering him on.
There you go.
Scott's coaching him from the side. I think Scott's going to be just fine, but he needed a little time to heal, that's all. But A.G. Hall, this guy, he played, oh my goodness. That man has a family, Hall. What did you just do to him?
Right in front of us, too. Right at the 25-yard line, the former Alabama Crimson Tide standout wide receiver, making an impact, a mid-season addition. 6'3", 195 pounds. Call him what you want, but watch one.
Isaiah McFarland just gets stiff-armed. His soul leaves his body for a hot second, but he'll be good.
Hall, a 4-5-star recruit out of high school, playing for the Crimson Tide, an impact player in the national championship game when he came in for Jamison Williams.
There it is.
Throw on the money, touchdown, casting over to Townsend. That's how fast the offense can move. 21 up and doing the dirty bird for the first score for Albany.
If you see the stands, everybody's doing it. It's the 6-7 of the Albany Firebirds, the dirty bird. You can't keep him out of the end zone forever. You got the interception before. You push him to the ground, but here he is getting open and getting in the end zone like he does out the high motion.
No hesitation for Castanova. 1 and out. Find the spot, find the end zone. Townsend scores, and Evan Bird now on to cut the deficit from 4 to 3 at the extra point. Up and good.
Great job on the hold from Townsend, too. The ball came in a little lopsided. He was able to get it down.
Immediate timeout.
He can do it all. He can score, he can dance, he can fly, he can hold, and he can cut Michigan's lead down to 3. It's 10-7. Michigan leads. It's AF1 action here on HTN.
Off the net.
This is Arena Football 1.
Look out.
The ball never dies.
The play never stops.
You better stay awake. Kick it, miss it.
This game doesn't stop.
Doesn't matter.
Anything can happen.
You think the play's over?
He's got a chance off the rebound.
It's not.
Chaos.
Off the net.
Here we go again.
Right back at you. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Well, we spotlighted him in the pregame show. Darian Townsend is a star player to look out for. He gets in the end zone for the first touchdown for the Albany Firebirds. It's Michigan leading 10-7 with less than 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Evan Bird on for a kick. This is not going to be a deuce, and far from it as well. A lot of contact there on the kickoff. One helmet flying off. And how about this play here by Townsend Levac? We knew how good he's been.
Free kick out of bounds went outside the rebound structure by rule. Ball be placed at the 20-yard line.
Back in the old days, and now that he's part of this team, he is a leader and he is a touchdown scorer. He's one of the best targets in the entire league.
So efficient, does the right things, continues to stay steady. Big reason why Albany has not lost a game in nearly 2 years in the regular season inside MVP Arena. That's how good this Firebird franchise has been. 20 consecutive victories, an all-time record. But Michigan making things a little bit more difficult than Albany's used to here on their home turf. 3:30 to go here with Malik Henry and his offense getting a second opportunity to face off against the Firebird defense.
Flock let him know as he drops back. Oh, it looks like Morris Joseph may got a piece of that ball.
And if Joseph got a piece of that ball, that's a big difference here on the penalty. If that's tipped, that should not be roughing the passer.
Ball definitely didn't go where it was supposed to, so either he got a piece of the arm or the ball.
We have 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Illegal defense, the jack out of the box. That penalty would be a decline. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 7. That penalty be accepted. 10 yards, automatic first.
So that's the worst case scenario if you're a Firebird fan there. You've got the illegal defense call and then the personal foul hit on the quarterback, roughing the passer. See a little high contact there by Joseph on the head. Exactly right. So Firebird fans were hoping for either a little hope that the ball was tipped or offsetting penalties, and said one penalty accepted, and now it goes to the 20-yard line for a new set of downs here on 1st and 10.
Morris Joseph Jr. is so shy as he dances for the crowd, getting ready for the play.
Henry looking for a one-on-one for Williams, and Williams is going to soar up and get it, and he does. Touchdown, Michigan, with 2 defenders on him. It doesn't matter. Williams up and over and extends Michigan's lead.
If you looked at the setup for Malik Henry, like you want, I don't think the president has the protection he had on it. The big eaters lined up all around him.
Result of the play
with
a touchdown. We have an injury timeout on the field.
This D-line didn't get anywhere near him.
Henry, another pump one way, and it's 2 defenders coming that way. He's got to jump, leap, draw contact, and he does it. 6 touchdowns in the first time these 2 teams faced off for Dan Williams, and he's already got 2.
He is.
Excuse me, he's got 1. Sorry, 1 score already. I thought he could have had 2. He's got 1, but who knows how much higher that number could get.
It's his 3rd catch of the game.
That's
See, the
right.
math becomes difficult at some point, but no one told me there'd be math. So, but no, he is a beast, and that's the way we featured him in the beginning of the game. The guy is just, he gets in the end zone, double coverage, he splits it, he gets high point, he mosses them, so to speak, and comes down with the ball.
That's Marcus Smith coming off the field, by the way, taking that hit on the boards. He looks to be just shaken up a bit, and Smith, an impact player on this Firebird defense, one of the top-tier defensive backs in AF1. Just slammed hard against the boards on that Williams scoring play, but he's getting off on his own power and heads behind the boards.
If I'm not mistaken, Seth Robertson took a hit on that one as well. The Firebird secondary has been taking a beating this season, and tonight no exception.
Robertson the same way, both coming off on their own power, both helmets off, finding a spot behind the boards there. There's 16. There's a good look at Robertson. Quick look like he just grabbed the back, and he should be back in play. So it's Odin on for the extra point. High snap, kick on the way, and this one is good. So it's the first score from Dan Williams. We saw Long score first, then Williams again, and now Michigan with a 10-point lead. It's 17-7 with 2:34 to play. Let's get another look at this one from Williams, one of the standout players in AF1. We continue to say it because it's true. 2 defenders coming over, and just making that. It's so difficult too. You see so many players know the contact's going to come, not just from the defender, but from the boards.
It's a short field. You're up against it. It's unforgiving. It's weird too because it looked like Flowers was in the high motion. They ran him as almost a decoy underneath. It didn't work. Albany had two players covering Williams, and Williams still comes down with the ball.
So the first time these two teams faced off, it was Albany with a double-digit lead in the first quarter. Now it's Michigan multiple times here in the first, holding that double-digit lead. We touched on this a little bit in the pregame show, but how much strategy played a factor in that first time these two teams faced off. Roden, who's hit 2 deuces so far. If Coach Leota goes for 2 and makes it a 60-58 game and gives Roden a chance to go for a deuce, that's 60 all. And by the way, Michigan had the ball in the final possession in that game in Saginaw. So how differently could that game have gone with different decisions and more confidence in Roden, who doesn't have a deuce on this one? It's going to be Hall taking it off the net and trying to make a play on this one. And Hall's got a little bit of space here. Flag comes flying in, a lot of contact around the 12-yard line. We'll see in what direction the officials saw some Lorenzo Jones, number 0 for the Firebirds, in the mix near the flag's territory.
During the kick, holding. Kick receiving team, number 20. Be half the distance to the goal. First down.
Albany fans letting the Zebras know they are not fans of what's being said right now.
Holding on the Firebirds there, so they're going to push that back a bit.
Is A.G. Hall, has he practiced boxing? That stiff arm is so lethal. Even on that, he knocked his helmet straight off his head.
Oh my gosh, the extension he gets with that, how strong he is. You know, so often wide receivers get talked about not wanting contact. That has never been the case so far during the tenure of Hall as a Firebird.
He likes it, he looks for it, and if I was in front of him, I would run from it.
Castranova's calling for him on the far outside. He's up, and it's Townsend a little bit closer to where Castronova stands, making the catch and gaining a few yards to make that about a 2nd and 4. Under 2 minutes to play now here in the first. It's likely Coach Ware will have this Firebird team hold this ball until the end of the first quarter. Now strategy plays a factor, of course. We've seen the last 2 teams, Oceanside and Beaumont, come inside MVP Arena, try to have 5 to 7 minute long drives. Hasn't been the case so far for Michigan. Some of the strategies have been just keep Castronova and company off the field. So far, the high-octane offense for Arsenal has been a tough thing, plus the special teams for Albany to prevent the points from being scored. It's Castronova here looking off. Dwayne Brown and him can't connect, and that's going to push it to 3rd down.
You have to wonder, Castronova and Dwayne Brown last year had such a special connection. This year, both of them were pulled up to the USFL or the UFL or the XFL, whatever the heck it is this time, back and forth, both of them. Did that cause like some kind of delay in their relationship on the field? Because right now it just looks to be a hair off.
Yes, whether it's practice, whether it's connections, but the hardest part is getting those reps in season. You know, got so many other things going on. And with that movement, also with Brown fighting some injury, it is tough to kind of mirror that 20-25 chemistry these guys had. Brown's the mover on 3rd down, and guess what? It's the mover and the shaker there. The motion man says hello to the 18-yard line, gets up and makes that 1st down play. How about DB3? Right when you're questioning Levac whether or not he's still got it, he makes a play like that.
Just when I think I sound smart, here this happens.
Chemistry, making a move, making a guy miss, dragging another guy. He'll make sure to give you grief about that when he listens back to the broadcast.
Trust me, the next time I'm in front of both these guys, it is not going to be good for me.
Let's see if they can beat the clock here. They do snap it, and that's what happens when you try to beat the clock. Castronova and Bird tried to beat it before the first quarter ended. They don't, and the Arsenal recover. Well, they beat the clock in the worst way possible.
Of the first quarter.
Turnover.
This will be a media timeout.
Turnover for Albany. And it's Michigan who's going to have the football here to lead off the 2nd quarter. A rush snap costs Albany. This is Williams in Michigan. A double-digit lead on the road. They'll have the ball when we come back here on HTN.
It starts in a quiet, empty building. And the lights come on. Suddenly, you're not watching the game. You're inside it. Every step, every hit, you can feel it building, faster, louder, until there's no space left and no holding it back. This is Arena Football 1. Watch on Home Team Network.
Clarksville wasn't built quiet, now built loud, built proud, built fire. Built on boots, hit ground, no tire. Built on hearts that don't back down, go higher. No permission, we don't ask that. Keep the door, yeah, we crash that. 48 inches wall, where you at? Running too wide, yeah, you need that. Yeah, no sidelines, ain't no safety. No soft land is gonna save me. You don't watch, nah, you feel me. Whole crowd standing, energy crazy. Show up early, stay late, feel the ground shake. No breaks, hear the sound, that's us. That's us, that's us.
Whatever your game is, pain shouldn't stop you. At Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we're here to help you move forward. From the sidelines to the operating room, from rehab to recovery, our team of experts provides the same world-class care trusted by the pros, so you can keep playing, working, and living without limits. Don't let pain hold you back. Schedule your appointment today at beaconortho.com.
Two turnovers. The talk of the first quarter is Michigan leads Albany 17-7 alongside Jeff Levesque. I'm Tom Kozlowski. 2-1. The clock winds down in the first quarter. Sam Castronova tries to snap it before the clock runs out. Colby Bird and Castronova miscommunicate. Ball hits the turf and lands in favor of Michigan, who now has the ball, leading by 10 with under. Now their first quarter wrapped up. Their first chance to score here again. Here's Malik Henry looking this side. It's incomplete. Careful though. That ball was hot there off the boards. Well, that happens almost at that buzzer beater in basketball. You try to let it release, but here in football, you're not on the same page. It can cause to be a huge play. That's what happened there, unfortunately, for the Firebirds.
The Firebirds have been so successful, especially on offense. That relationship between Bird and Castronova is a special one. They seem to be lockstep all the time. This time they were not. Maybe pressing, trying to get back in this thing fast, down 10.
Firebird fans are still staying loud here on this second down play. Henry looked one side of him. Man, you can just feel that smoke coming off that pass. My gosh, Flowers with the second catch, but Flowers has been tested because what do you got, a fastball? You know, it's baseball season for some people. An absolute missile from Henry to find Flowers in the middle of the field.
What does Marcus Smith have to do to get between that and Flowers? Because that was great coverage. He was right there. He got his hand over at the right time. If you look, I mean, he misses him by a split second because the ball's moving so dang fast. I think it just stuck to Flowers.
I think so too. We hear that talking about as a timing route for wide receivers who know the ball's going to be there. Younger receivers that scare them because the ball's there so fast and it's screaming towards you. We'll see if Henry looks Flowers' way again here as the ball is going to fly up and over into the stands. And
great catch.
I thought maybe the best catch of the day so far. Look at that, nonchalant, by the way, back on the field, just a thumbs up.
I gotta be honest, we've seen how hard Henry throws that ball. Do you want to catch it? Because if he throws it over here, I'm getting behind you.
That Firebird fan's gonna roll that back for his friends tomorrow. They were talking about how hard that quarterback threw. I caught that easy. You see that?
He's playing
easy.
cool, but you can tell his hands hurt. Somebody get that guy a cold beer to ice those hands down. He needs it. Swelling is happening.
Playing tough. Not trying, don't rub it as they say, second down. And Williams is set on the left side of Henry on this play. Let's see if they look to number one again. Henry gave one look to Flowers. He's got a one-on-one outside with Smith and just leads him a bit too much. Now that's the thing that stood out to me, not just the special teams so far for what Michigan's done. That combination on the outside of Flowers and Williams has really tested this secondary for Albany.
Yeah, I mean, that little stop and go move, it just The secondary for Albany, they've been kind of slow starters this season, especially with the fact that they've had some turnover with injuries. I don't see anything they're doing wrong. And the front from Albany getting right up in Henry's face.
Shepard, Joseph,
Walton.
All those guys up front. Shepard, man, there's something about that extra gear we've been talking about in the most recent home games. Watch out for 97 when he gets that best pass rush move. But here he comes again. 97, Joseph, 7, and everybody's there. Morris Joseph Jr., Shepard on one side. We felt the pressure of the play before. Sometimes it's just determination, and that's what you got from the D-line there on that sack.
Morris Joseph was he was with this team in camp, ended up getting another opportunity for the first couple weeks, comes back, joins the team. I think he's a physical freak, and if you look at him, he's starting to really hit his stride with the Birds as he gets here right after Henry.
And look at everybody fighting and fighting. Let's give credit to 44. Williams as well, flying, trying to find that space, trying to throw off the Michigan Arsenal. The blocks up front, not enough. Fourth. Gosh, we're looking at about a 17-yard difference here.
Williams missed a game last week with a little bit of a bruising injury. He's been dying to get back out there, and now that he is, he's
timeout. Michigan, first of the half.
I call this a
30 seconds in length.
The fan base, I think, was so loud that Arsenal couldn't get their stuff together in time. Had to call the timeout.
Yes, the MVP arena crowd is getting on their feet and showing their support for the Firebirds, as they've got a long fourth down to get to here. This is one of the deeper fourth downs we've seen the entire season for any offense to face off against. But boy, up front, Morris Joseph Jr., Dear Shepard, Williams, everybody making those plays across the board and forcing it. This has been a storyline going back to the Oceanside game in Beaumont. Third quarter, fourth quarter, the defensive line, those one-on-one battles, we're talking about those pass rush moves. What's in that type of bag that you can pull out? Speed, bull, all those things. You see those moves pulled off here. Interesting to see what Coach Leota does here. Does he try to attempt a kick with how good Rodin's kicking? Does he try to go with a deep ball and draw a flag on Williams? Interesting to see what the strategy ends up being here for the Arsenal on this 4th and long.
His offense has been super effective all season. It's going to be a big play. Will it connect is all we have to find out.
Henry's going to send Flowers as the motion man on this play on 4th. Shepard on the outside can't get there. It's a one-on-one. Williams fights and wins.
Oh, my goodness.
Touchdown, Dan Williams.
I mean, that's a physicality touch is what it is. I mean, Jones they're hand fighting, they're pushing each other. Williams able to get the position on it almost like a rebound in basketball.
Lorenzo Jones was claiming, though, that ball hit the turf. One-on-one with Williams on the outside. We'll see if Jones makes a claim for this one. So Henry saw he was going to have one-on-one coverage. He went right at his best receiver on the outside. He's got to make a play back. Gets a little push off on the hip. Let's see if this one hits the turf. That looks about as clean as you can get. Sometimes when you get beat one-on-one, you're hoping that something happened.
Luckily, you've been wrong a lot on these things, so hopefully you're wrong
No, wait a
again.
second. Jones influenced me.
No, they're
That's
going
an easy catch. No challenge there from Coach Ware. Wait a second. And we say that with a...
Delay a game. Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty.
Seem to have a
retry.
little bit of just a hitch in their giddy up, so to speak. Nobody really clean, but right now Michigan look a little cleaner than Albany.
Delay a game just going to force this back a few more yards for the Arsenal to add another point. Boy, a 4th and long where Albany just needed to stop a big play, and instead the big play goes in favor of Michigan. Snap a little wobbly again. Rodin's kick on the way, and that throws him off. The snap threw it off there, and he hits.
Media timeout on the
Is that the
field.
difference for him right now? Is the snaps haven't been clean?
Yes. So Michigan hoping to end the undefeated season for Albany. They're being led by Dan Williams, 23-7, or AF1 on the way next on HTN.
It starts in a quiet, empty building, and the lights come on. Suddenly, you're not watching the game. You're inside it. Every step, every hit, you can feel it building, faster, louder, until there's no space left and no holding it back. This is Arena Football 1. Watch on Home Team Network.
Clarksville wasn't built quiet, now built loud, built proud, built fire. Built on boutique ground, no tire. Built on hearts that don't back down, go higher. No permission, we don't ask that. Keep the door, yeah, we crash that. 48 inches wall, where you at? Running too wide, yeah, you need that. Yeah, no sidelines, ain't no safety. No soft land is gonna save me. You don't watch, nah, you feel me. Whole crowd standing, energy crazy. Show up early, stay late. Feel the ground shake, no breaks. Hear the sound, that's us, that's us, that's us.
Every dream starts with a chance. A chance to build something bigger than yourself, bigger than the game. For this team, this city, and every kid watching in this game, this is where it begins. Under these lights, in front of this community, dreams are becoming reality. This is Oceanside Bombers football.
Whatever. Ortho.com.
Albany forces a 4th and long, but it's not enough to stop the Arsenal offense. It's a Dan Williams touchdown, extra point good. Michigan now up 23-7 on the road against Albany.
Uh-oh, Hall's got this one clean.
And Hall makes one guy miss, a second, a third, and almost.
In AF1, you've got to hit the nets. If a receiver gets that ball clean and he's able to get his head of steam before you guys get to him, it's dangerous, especially when a guy hits like a battering ram the way Hall does.
And Sam Castronova, who before last week hadn't thrown an interception, is having one of his tougher games this season from the defensive line pressure and 2 turnovers.
I mean, you were on the call last week, 5 touchdowns, but he didn't look perfect like he normally does. We hold him in such a high regard. I almost wonder if we're going to see him use the legs a little bit to get the arm back where he wants it, because the pressure and just a hair off, it feels like, between the exchange and then the delivery.
It's the toughest test Castronova in this offense have faced all season long. Down by 16 points with turnovers, adding to it. We'll see if they can turn it around here as Castronova looks towards the left. There's another miscommunication, but there may be a reason for that as a penalty's been thrown by the official. Let's see if this one's going against the Michigan defense with some
illegal contact.
Action
Defense
contact
number
up the field,
13.
and there it is.
5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Sometimes, you know, there's a lot of contact when the officials are saying the penalty that quickly. You know, let's not mess around here. Let's let it fly, and we'll see 13 how easy it was for the officials to make this. Wait a second, I don't know. Well, there was contact, that I can't argue. I
think he might have Dwayne Brown's wallet. I think he mugged him a little bit, you know.
Usually the contact, the other person falls, you know. So sometimes you sell it the opposite way, but nonetheless, there was contact, that I can't deny, and Albany gets the first down. Castronova, the middle of the field to Townsend. And boy, there was 2 hands and then a second 2-hand. It was Townsend's hands first, then Robbins' hands. That was dangerous. Turnover number 3 was almost there for the Albany Firebird offense.
It's just a hair off, goes right through the hands of Townsend. Townsend has very sure hands. It's one of those balls that he never drops. So I can tell you this right now, as somebody who's pretty familiar with this organization, if they don't start cleaning this up, they do not want to go into that locker room at halftime.
16-point deficit as they get closer to the halfway mark of the second quarter. Castronova trying to set something up here with Dwayne Brown the third, and again, it's the Arsenal defense aggressive. They're going to mark Brown short, and this is going to be a 3rd and inches. Good job there by West, offensive back with that recovery speed, coming down and making a play. Jalen Jackson rolling his pads up as well. Nice job there by the Arsenal defense, pinching the Firebirds short. We'll see if they go back to the run game. Coach Ware's got away from it. We see Big Williams, 24, back in the backfield here for Albany.
Absolutely, he loves to run the ball.
There's the handoff on 3rd and inches. He's going to get marked beyond the chains, but again, that Arsenal defense led by Jackson and Sykes making every hit felt by Williams so far in this first half.
It feels like Coach Ware of the Firebirds is kind of given some more, high percentage passes and handing the ball to Williams.
We mentioned about that impact and hit. Immediately after the hit and the impact, right behind the boards, get looked at by the trainers to make sure he's okay as the training staff looks and seems to be okay, helmet's off, but you're taking hits like that from the Arsenal defense, you're going to feel it. So set of downs here, starts at first down for Castronova as he sends Townsend in motion on the right side. He's going to drop this one off to Dwayne Brown in space, and he's going to make a play. 7, maybe he got 8 yards on that one.
Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them do the work. I mean, that's how you're going to get Sam Castronova back to where we expect the MVP to be.
So many teams, when they face a deficit in AF1, want to make the plays up as fast as possible. A little bit different here for Coach Ware. And how about that second effort? The legs pumping, churning, moving, getting that extra yards that his squad needs.
Dwayne Brown likes contact. He's not the biggest receiver, but sometimes he plays like he is.
Let's see if Hall's the target on this play. He's far deep on the left. He was talking to Coach Ware before the play. Let's see if Castronova looks to 1. And there it is, but he can't score, but boy, he wanted that one. Coach Ware in front of us here, getting frustrated.
You can see it.
Hall came all the way, nearly, 15 yards behind the play. That play was drawn up for him, but they can't get him in the end zone for a score.
He is the kind of physical freak. It's 0 to 60. He's coming at you full speed. I would not want to be a defensive back on this, but just not able to pull it all the way in. Let's take a look and see where the ball goes. It's a little out ahead of Hall.
And some pretty good coverage there by McFarland as well to making that a lot more difficult for him. Castronova to Townsend. He squeezes it and scores. Darian Townsend turns on the Jets and finds the end zone. Touchdown, Albany.
Everybody, including Isaiah Scott, doing the dirty bird here at the MVP Arena. That is very similar to the route that went through his hands earlier, but a little off to the corner in the end zone. Townsend wasn't dropping that ball twice.
You hear the expression, go get it? Usually it's an up in the air ball. I'm going to put it in this spot, DT. Go make a play, and he does.
And McFarland's right there going, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do in that situation?
Great defense, perfectly thrown ball by Castronova and Bird on for the extra point to cut the deficit out of double digits into 9. Bad snap, low. Townsend does his job, but it's not going to help on this one as that kick is off.
On the field.
So the deficit will remain at 10 as Bird's extra point is left. 23-13, Michigan leads Albany. And AF1 football here on HTN.
This is not just football. This is speed, intensity, and non-stop action. Welcome to Arena Football 1, where the field is smaller, but the hits are harder, the plays are faster, and every second counts. High-scoring battles, electric atmospheres, and athletes pushing the limit on every snap. No breaks, no mercy. Just football at full throttle. This is where legends ride, and the game never slows down. Arena Football. One fast, fierce, unforgettable. Watch on Home Team Network.
Clarksville wasn't built quiet, now built loud, built proud, built fire. Built on boots, hit ground, no tire. Built on hearts that don't back down, go higher. No permission, we don't ask that. Keep the door, yeah, we crash that. 48 inches wall, where you at? Running too wide, yeah, you need that. Yeah, no sidelines, ain't no safety. No soft land is gonna save me. You don't watch, now you feel me. Whole crowd standing, energy crazy. Show up early, stay late, feel the ground shake. No breaks, hear the sound, that's us. That's us, that's us.
Every dream starts with a chance. A chance to build something bigger than yourself, bigger than the game. For this team, this city, and every kid watching in this game, this is where it begins. Under these lights, in front of this community, dreams are becoming reality. This is Oceanside Bombers football.
.com.
It's Darian Townsend finding the end zone and cutting the Michigan deficit down 23-13. Michigan leads Albany on the road. Alongside Jeff Levac, Tom Kozlowski here with you, bringing you the action from MVP Arena in Albany, New York. Is kicks on the way, no deuce there for Albany. Big time return and a big hit. My goodness, Bennett with the return, but he felt all of that hit on the coverage there for the Albany Firebirds.
Chizzy with the hit, number 20 for the Albany Firebirds. He's the international player. That's why they can have an extra player on their roster. And he hits like he came from a whole other country, lining up for that one.
Oh my gosh, the speed, the adrenaline here. We thought Bird would go for the deuce, and Bennett's been so good, and there's the thump from 20. Letting it MVP Arena walls shake on this one. Now, Townsend and Williams and Townsend back and forth here for Michigan and Albany. Levac, you noticed something there during the break about how back and forth these guys have been all season long.
Townsend came into the game as the touchdown leader with 16, Williams right behind him with 15. They've gone back and forth. Now it's DT with 18 and DW3 with 17.
They missed a false start there on Michigan, but no penalty. There's some movement on the left side. Thought they may have thrown a flag on Flowers. No flag there. It's Williams with the catch. It's going to be marked for a first down. And if you've listened to Firebird broadcasts in the past, you know that this is usually the spot in the game where Coach Leota, Coach Ware, and so many other coaches of AF1 get real interesting when it comes to strategy. Under the 5-minute mark, you want to be the team who holds the ball last. Anytime, and in particular, obviously the final possession of a game for your chance to decide your scoring, your way in which you want to come back or hang on to your lead, or here in the first half, can Michigan hang on to the ball for the rest of the first half? We'll see how Coach Leota plays this out here. On a 1st and 10, Henry fires one off the side. He's looking for another one-on-one to Williams. He can't get it on this one.
Every time we say something like we know what we're talking about, these two teams go, nah, you guys are stupid. Leota doesn't understand ball control. He understands throw the ball, catch the ball in the end zone. That's what he knows as a coach.
This is the fun and maybe difficult part of being in between the benches. They might be hearing us if we're loud enough to change it right before the play. Speaking about things, halftime coming up. We've got something interesting here for halftime on HTN.
I got a chance to catch up with the owner of the Minnesota Monsters, Jake Lambert. He is a successful businessman, and he has brought a pretty successful team right into this AF1 in year one.
Looking forward to hearing that conversation coming up. 2nd and 10 for Henry. He leads this offense here. Pressure from the Firebirds. Joseph with a hit on Henry. That's not going to be enough as it's a touchdown.
Flowers deep in the end zone on that one. He gets up, holds on the ball, takes it to the ground. I mean, that impact on the ground is enough to make most people drop the ball, but Flowers plants one, if you will.
A great catch by Flowers in the back of the end zone. It's scoring that one. Mouthpiece hanging out. It doesn't matter. Contact doesn't matter. The Arsenal find another score. My goodness, this Michigan offense just letting it rip with Henry, and it's been good enough. A loud ovation here from behind us here. Looks like Arsenal fans are just letting Firebird fans know how they feel. And there's that catch again by Flowers, back of the end zone.
Arsenal coach Leota, he came to me before the game. He asked where the ambient mics were because to start the season, he said some colorful things that were caught. He's too busy smiling to complain today. Henry took a shot on that and delivered the ball. Stin delivered.
Yes. When your offense is playing like that, there's a lot to smile about.
Great pressure by Chris Walton up the middle. He's able to
Timeout on
make
the field.
Roden think about it as he delivered the kick. It didn't go through the uprights.
And that's going to keep the score at 29-13. Michigan up by 16, another score. They're watching AF1 football on HTN.
He's already flying.
This is Arena Football 1.
Full speed at the snap.
The ball never dies.
Man, you can't defend that speed.
He's already at full speed before the snap.
Blink and you miss him.
You're not chasing him, you're surviving him.
He's gone just like that.
By the time you react, full speed, full chaos. He's gone. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
Another score for Michigan. This time it's Flowers in the back of the end zone, and the Arsenal, who had a chance to take down Albany earlier in this season, are up now 16 points, 29-13 the score with 2:40 to play. This guy's been a big part of it. Oscar Roden with 2 deuces as he goes for another one here. This has got a chance as well. Make it 3!
Did you hear that ball off his foot? It sounded like a cannon.
Well, Oscar Roden knocks down his 30. You're absolutely right. It made a loud pop boom inside MVP Arena. An odd kicking day for Roden, though. Hasn't it been? 3 deuces, multiple missed extra points, although is he the reason why with some odd snaps and wobbling across? He's been a point scorer, let's put it like that, and he's been a huge factor in this game for Michigan. There's no doubt in that.
I wouldn't say everything's going right for the Arsenal, but a lot more is going right for the Arsenal than it is for the Firebirds. They're looking kind of frustrated, but this is a team that's been able to, do Knicks-style comebacks in the past. Can they do that as we got, just under 3 minutes left in the first half?
An 18-point deficit, and Michigan, as they deferred on the opening coin toss, will likely take the ball in the second half. An important possession here for Albany. An important starts with Hall on the outside and a big thump at the 25. Hello, Hall!
People ask where Hall's routes are going. It's the scene of the crash. That's where they're going. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a wide receiver in the game of arena football hit as hard as he does.
Look at this collision here between Hall and West. They're coming, bang! Mr. West is in the building.
Popped his helmet off like a Pez dispenser.
Luckily, he's okay. That's everything that pops off. That's some real contact there. First down, Firebirds. Casanova drops back. He's pressured. He dumps it off to Dwayne Brown. A sliding catch and contact after the play. Firebird bench wanted a flag, and they're going to get it.
Coach Ware taking the headset off to make sure he knows exactly what's going on over here.
Illegal defense. Illegal stunt, number 67. Went around the defensive end. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
This is you can see the urgency's happening, but they're dialed in and they're making it
Correction,
happen.
the foul has been declined. The result of the play is the
Firebirds
first down.
looks like the Firebirds offense.
Big hit right there, by the way, and Fitzgerald did his best.
Yeah.
Did he get the case?
He's got a little lawyer to him.
That's right.
Fitzgerald Esquire, I believe is his full name.
Castanova looks at this side. Ajay Hall makes the move. Now, we had some fun with that earlier in the first half. We've had different pronunciations posted on social media, posted on clips, posted on broadcast. Big Prince comes over and goes, you guys let him know. It's Ajay. Let him know that name right now when you make a play like
Second
that.
of the half,
Is,
30 seconds in length.
I'll be able to say his name correctly, so he's the guy I listen to whenever he says it. He's just such a physical receiver. I don't know what Damon Ware has done. If you think about the receivers that he has brought to the Capital Region since he's been here as an OC and a head coach, Darius Prince, Dwayne Brown, now Hall, and even look at this catch. Not just a truck receiver, as he gets a little juke move to get the extra 5-6 yards out of that. Hall is a special athlete. He walks around with the crop top, and he looks the way you think you look.
You meant the people watching the broadcast, right? Not me personally?
No, I mean you exactly. We've been on some road trips
okay.
together.
All right. Well, yeah. I considered doing a sit-up the other day.
Ooh, how'd that work out?
Thought differently, actually, later on.
Thought better of it?
That's right. Jai Hall on the outside, Townsend next to him. Kascharova's got 2 split to the left, and Dwayne Brown, the motion man on this play. 6 on the play clock. He gets it off. Kascharowa the lob to Brown. Yes!
Holds on to it.
Touchdown, Firebirds. Over the shoulder catch and brings it in. Trying to find the spot. He does it. DB3. Now, Andrew Santillo's not with us. He does the math. 3 plus 2 is 6 in Albany. DB3, Sam Castronova, that's a touchdown.
You know, it's like I've been saying all game. These guys are just connected. Look at his. I mean, DB3 gets the separation. The ball's laid out in front of him. He's not afraid of the wall. The wall, I wouldn't want to run in the wall. Like, that would be my thing. And DB3's like, that's fine. It's padded. I'll be okay.
Dwayne Brown, the third, hauls in the touchdown score. We're going to push this to the 1-minute warning. Coach Ware and company will have a decision to make. Likely,
looks
like they're
they
going to go for 2.
This is the 1-minute timeout. This will be a full media timeout.
It's 31-19. Will Coach Ware go for 2 or go for the extra point? We'll all find out together. It's AF1 football here on HTN.
It starts in a quiet, empty building, and the lights come on. Suddenly, you're not watching the game. You're inside it. Every step, every hit, you can feel it building. Faster, louder, until there's no space left and no holding it back. This is Arena Football 1. Watch on Home Team Network.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
It starts in a quiet, empty building.
It's a Darian Townsend touchdown. Coach Ware has a decision to make with his team trailing by 12. Dwayne Brown, thank you. Dwayne Brown with the score there. Darian Townsend could be the target on a play coming up here, but he's not listed on the outside. He's the motion man on this play. As Townsend comes up, he decides to go for 2, and there it is. Now I'm telling you, we'll edit that in. We'll edit that in. That's predicting the future.
You knew. You saw something happening before we did. That was very prolific.
Social media will have that clip. That's exactly what happens. Dwayne Brown touchdown. Darian Townsend with the 2. That's how fast it was. I didn't going to ask you an opportunity, a chance. You like the call? They're going for 2, down 12, making it 10 now.
I do, because of things you mentioned. Michigan's going to get the ball in the second half. This is a great play, and you find out if Uncle Momentum is on your side, and he was right there to Darian Townsend, as you said it would happen.
That's exactly right. AI will do something with that and edit that back in on the YouTube broadcast. It's one of the hardest places to defend, though, in AF1. When you have a motion man coming like that, you snap the count, and you run an out route like that on a defender who doesn't know if he's going to be on him or not at the goal line. It's a fantastic play drawn up by Coach Ware. So here's the scenario now, right? 1 minute mark. Yep. Albany's down by 10. Bird on for the kick. You get a deuce here, you're down 8, you get 1 stop, the ball back. You could potentially, after trailing by that many points early on, could potentially have a tie game going to halftime. That's how fast the points can move in AF1.
When things go right for the Firebirds offense, nobody can stop them. And on that drive, things went right. And Damon Ware doubled down and went for the 2-point conversion.
We'll see if Bird goes for the deuce here. Kick on the way. Not a deuce, instead of a short kick. Say an onside kick, but a different style of an onside kick there. Fielded cleanly and hung on for by the Michigan Arsenal special teams unit.
During practice, sometimes I get a chance to sneak into the building and check out what goes on, and you'll see this kick, the way it's done. This is exactly what they practice at the end of every practice for the Firebirds.
So the hope there is to get it high enough in the air that it becomes a one-on-one ball for the Firebird kick team and then the receiving team. That's kind of the thought process?
Yep, get it up, get a chance to get underneath it. And you saw the hit delivered as well. Maybe separate him. He's watching you, not the ball. Just hope for some chaos to work out in your favor.
Almost like an alley-oop kick, right? Get it high enough in the air and hope your athlete can out-athlete somebody. Instead, it goes in the way of the Arsenal. And here's a carry on the way by Michigan.
The big man, Joseph Max. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't. That was Rick Weaver. I'm sorry.
And we've got Shepard down 2 Firebird defenders out on that play.
Singleton, the other one. Singleton up, moving around right now. It looks like you might have just got like a Charlie horse on that one. The medical team is telling me it might have been a little closer to the center, but
you mentioned Rick Weaver there, the big 52, 6 foot, 340 pounds, the former Liberty Flame. You said quickly lie there.
That's a big boy. That dude. His shoulders are 300 pounds. Like, that's just a big dude. He got a head of steam behind him, and he delivered the hits.
So Shepard's down here for Albany. We're going to step aside here. And it's Michigan with the lead, 31-21 here from MVP Arena.
The injury caused the clock to stop. By rule, this will trigger a 10-second subtraction. Albany has elected to use their final timeout of the half to avoid.
This is Arena Football 1.
Welcome to the fastest game on turf.
The ball never dies.
This is what AF1 is all about.
You want soft?
Let's go!
Wrong building.
Hits like that only happen in Arena Football 1.
Walls.
There's no escape on this field.
Speed.
To the house.
Impact.
This is why you tune in.
This game doesn't slow down. It closes in. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Ortho.com.
Kadir Shepard behind the boards now for the Albany Firebirds. He comes off the field. 49 seconds to go here in the first half. Michigan leads Albany 31-21 because that injury was sustained under 1 minute. Albany will take a full timeout, no 10-second runoff. So 49 remains on the clock. That was Albany's final timeout. Here's another handoff to Weaver here to burn some clock. Looks like the strategy from Coach Leota, burn the clock, don't let Albany get the ball back, and set up some type of scoring play, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. Likelihood now with Albany burning that final timeout, they're gonna take this down maybe about 15 seconds to get 2 more plays in. Curious to see where Coach Leota stops it, but that seems to be the strategy. Keep the Firebird offense off. don't let them have that final touch in the first half.
You get the big man rumbling, fumbling, stumbling type running game going on here. 52 having some fun with the ball, which, you know, when a big guy gets the ball, it's always dangerous to be on the other side of it, especially when you get that full head of steam.
Second of the half.
So we had a feeling to be right around that mid-mark there. 15 seconds where coach decides to take that timeout. 3rd and 1. So I think likely here you do one more run play, you move the chains for a first down, you call another timeout, and then you take 2 shots to the end zone. That would be my strategy. Although I say that loud enough, and it seems like the coaches have called audible. That's how I'm going to sell it to myself. Vivek, you feel the same way? What do you think the strategy here is for Michigan?
With some timeouts in his pocket, I think you're right. I think Leo will try to get this down as low as he can. The Firebirds, when clicking, which they just were on that last drive, they can score from either 2-yard line. So you don't want to give them the ball with any time on the clock if you can help it.
Think back to the onside kick as well. Is that the right call in that spot? I think that answer will be determined depending on how this defense steps up on these next few scheduled plays. Again, 31-21 the score. Albany, an undefeated season. They were tested by the Arsenal and Saginaw. The Arsenal have an upset on their mind. Flowers the motion man off to the right side here. Henry's looking for a one-on-one for Williams. That's his go-to play, a big push by Williams. Firebird fans behind us wanted an offensive pass interference call. That's going to be tough to get, though. Under 20 seconds to go, and a lob route, a fade route in the corner. I didn't think that was a penalty, but Firebird fans disagreed.
MVP Arena Security almost, they got a little wake-up call over there in the corner. I see those guys over there. They were not expecting to be part of the game at this moment.
This is a 4th and 1, by the way. Let's see if the handoff's to Weaver. An interesting call there for the fade route to throw off the defense. And it's dropped.
Wow.
Michigan tries to get too creative. All they needed was 1 yard. And instead, the pass is too deep for Williams. Long can't hang on to it. And it's first down Albany.
I think this is one of those situations we talk about the cannon that Malik Henry has. Might have thrown that just a little too hard. A little more touch, lead your receiver out a little bit, give him a chance to make a play. But no, long, hits long in the hands, then hits the turf.
6 seconds on the game
clock. Coach wears onside kick. Not a big deal.
No, and we're less than 2 weeks ago, Oceanside with Rudy Johnson had a play here. Similar spot, end of the second quarter. 1st and goal within the 5-yard line. Oceanside, the Bombers came out with no points, 3 quarterback draws, and then a passing play. They didn't get any points. The same for Michigan, and in the same spot, Albany had a chance to put points on the board. Let's see if they can do that here with the ball in 6 seconds now put on the clock here at MVP Arena. No timeouts.
Timeout.
What'd you call that earlier?
Michigan.
The spy timeout?
Last of the half.
It's a snapshot
30
timeout.
seconds.
Snapshot timeout here.
Get a quick picture of what they're doing and then set up.
All right, what are you calling here? Go ahead.
I mean, I call it Thor's hammer. Everybody goes. Just everybody goes. It looked originally like Hall was going to be the motion man, but Townsend was. If you watched, Sam Castronova checks in with Damon Ware a good 2, maybe 3 times during that huddle to make sure he had the exact call the coach was looking for, and they're going to get back into it. The joke might be on Michigan as Coach Ware usually comes into these kind of huddles with about 4 plays in his pocket. He may just change what he was going to do. That might have been a chess match move.
It's going to be curious to see how this plays out. By the way, this could be one of the first of many plays in particular as we get closer to that second half that the absence of Isaiah Scott could be felt. This could have been a deep route to Scott. A lot of fans saw that in the AF1 championship in 25. This is one of the strengths of his game. So again, we've got 6 seconds in the house here at Inside MVP Arena. Castronova, there's a flag before. This is a free play for Castronova. The Arsenal jumped offside. He lets it fly up in the air, one-on-one, and almost caught by Dwayne Brown.
That was solid defense right there.
Off the hands of Dwayne Brown, but Albany's likely to get one more shot,
defense,
and they
number
will.
55, 5-yard penalty. We will have an untimed down.
A guy you've called out a few times lately is Kai West, number 8 for the Arsenal. He took position on the inside. It had to go through his hands. If you watch right now, Castronova knows he's got the free play. He goes deep, guys.
So the half cannot end on a defensive penalty. Oh, gosh, seeing that replay, that's right there for Brown. Almost startled by how good of a pass it was, and it dropped right in there. So an untimed down here for the Firebirds. Got to go deep, hope to draw a second penalty.
The motion man on this one.
Yes, he is. And here comes one, a Jai Hall with a lot of speed coming. O-line's doing their best to hold up. Castranova's got to let it rip. He's not going to get a chance here. The pressure's too much. A lateral behind, that's a free ball. Michigan's got it. And that's going to end the first half.
That is the end.
Castronova tried finding someone on a lateral. The O-line couldn't hang on. The pressure from the Arsenal could have been danger for Albany if they didn't punch against the boards. A sigh of relief inside MVP Arena, but it's 31-21. Albany hits the locker rooms trailing by 10.
There's a lot of respect between Coach Ware and Coach Leota, and you're seeing why. They both are great tacticians. And listen, what Michigan's doing right now, is Albany lucky to only be down 10 going to the half?
Some deuces, some missed extra points, some turnovers, so many different things happened. Michigan almost pulled off the upset in Saginaw. They've got a second half to try to make it happen in Albany. It's the Arsenal leading the Firebirds 31-21. We head to halftime here at MVP Arena. You're watching AF1 football on HTN.
This is Arena Football 1.
Unbelievable!
The ball never dies.
This is Arena Football 1.
8 men.
Hey, you're going to remember that one.
Nowhere to run.
Only an AF1.
Hockey speed.
Another one.
Football violence.
Unbelievable!
Small field.
Welcome to the wall.
Big collisions.
This is what AF1 is all about.
Don't blink. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Every dream starts with a chance. A chance to build something bigger than yourself, bigger than the game. For this team, this city, and every kid watching in this game, this is where it begins. Under these lights, in front of this community, dreams are becoming reality. This is Oceanside Bombers football.
Whatever your game is, pain shouldn't stop you. At Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we're here to help you move forward. From the sidelines to the operating room, from rehab to recovery, our team of experts provides the same world-class care trusted by the pros, so you can keep playing, working, and living without limits. Don't let pain hold you back. Schedule your appointment today at beaconortho.com.
Welcome to the AF1 Season Pass. We're very excited to showcase some of the cool people who are part of the AF1. And this is a guy I had the pleasure of meeting at the league meetings. This is Jake Lambert, one of the owners of the Minnesota Monsters. And Jake, I did a little research on you, a little digging.
Jeff, I'm the only owner of the Minnesota.
You're the only. Why are you doing this by yourself? What are you crazy?
Well, gosh, maybe a little psychosis in there. Well, my wife and I, but so basically I work for my wife, as you know. Yeah, so sole owner, and yeah, it's been fun. But yes, I am the sole owner of the beautiful Minnesota Monsters.
And you guys, I guess that's why I thought it was multiple owners, because you guys have come in, you've made a statement right from the rip, but your day job is building and selling houses. How do you go from, helping people get their dream homes to buying an arena football team?
That's a good question. So yeah, we have our main company, my wife and I, it's J&B Manufactured Homes. We sell manufactured and modular homes. Also have a toter truck that pulls the homes from the factory. We also pull for other manufactured home dealers as well. So we do that, and that keeps us pretty busy. What kind of got me into arena football was I'm a huge Minnesota Gophers football fan, and obviously a huge PJ Fleck fan. And so for me, I go to every home game for the Minnesota Gophers. And football's always been my thing, even though I was a baseball player. I've always liked football more. And then I became a field sponsor from a team that was in Duluth, formerly of a different league, and just started to like the idea of arena. I grew up watching the good old days of, Kurt Warner and arena football. So I've always been a college football guy and an AFL, originally the AFL. I always liked arena football. And so those are my two biggest passions. And I always joked and said I wanted to own a football team. So I always thought it was just far-fetched. And I've always been, the joke with me is I've always been a dreamer. So a lot of people have always, a little bit jokingly, but kind of poked fun because I always just have, I'm a dreamer. Like I just think I can do whatever I'm supposed to do. And that's why I really like PJ Fleck, because everything's possible if you do it right. And so my wife, she obviously lets me do it too, Jeff, like, because you get in a lot of, this is a financial thing you take on the first few years. And so it's a big deal. And we have a newborn kid too. So it's a lot, but it's a blessing too. So that's kind of how I got into it, Jeff.
All right. So you've got the business success, you got the dream, you got the drive. Why the AF1? What made that the right home for the Monsters?
Jerry Kurz and Mike Korda. When I was interested in other leagues too, as we know, I'm not going to say the leagues' names just because you know how the world is now, but there's other leagues, right? So there's a couple other leagues I was very intrigued in, and I was fielding those calls and taking different avenues and kind of seeing and feeling it out. But I had great talks with Jerry and Mike. And one thing I took from those two guys was a simple fact of this is literally a small business. So AF1 is broke up into each team as their own small business. Other leagues are owned by kind of, I would say, like a shell company or by billionaires. So you don't really know who's doing the day-to-day. We have our ownership calls at the AF1, which, that was very important to me. Every week we have an ownership call, and we are small business owners, and the AF1 wants it to be operated as so. So they want you to be able to make money, not to use as a tax write-off and lose money every year. And so no matter what, there's a business aspect to anything, no matter what it is. And so AF1 is no different. And so I see this as a possibility to where the AF1 is going to allow me to make good money, which is a financial thing too. And then instead of doing my day-to-day job, this now becomes my 100% day-to-day job.
If the season ends today, you guys are in the playoffs. What are the hopes and dreams for the future of the Monsters?
I was shooting for 8-4, looking at our gauntlet of a schedule. I'm like, holy man, this is going to be something. And now the reality's setting in, and we're making some moves, and the players are really settling in. I think, we have a chance to, after this weekend, if we do what we're supposed to, we could get to that 2 seed, and, 1 and 2 seeds get that home field. And that's very important. So I think, I wouldn't say we're all kicking our coverage, but we are really doing better than I expected. I know my players don't want to hear that, but that's just the fact of the matter. And I'm very thankful for what they're doing and the coaches are doing.
Jake Lambert, the owner of the Minnesota Monsters. Make sure you go to theaf1.com, because remember, in the AF1, the ball never dies.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to Jeff and Jake there. Great stuff. 31-21 the score. Michigan leads Albany. We'll have more here at halftime in this battle on AF1 on Friday night in Albany. We're watching AF1 football here on HTN.
You want soft?
Over the boards he goes.
Wrong building.
It is a touchdown.
This is Arena Football 1. Walls, speed, impact. This game doesn't slow down. It closes in. 8 men, nowhere to run. Hockey speed, football violence. Don't blink, because in here, the ball never dies. Watch Arena Football 1 live all weekend long.
Every dream starts with a chance. A chance to build something bigger than yourself, bigger than the game. For this team, this city, and every kid watching in this game, this is where it begins. Under these lights, in front of this community, dreams are becoming reality. This is Oceanside Bombers football.
Whatever your ortho.com.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
31-21 the score. Michigan leading Albany here at halftime alongside Jeff Levac, Tom Kozlowski here with you. A fun first half, Levac. A lot of action so far. We thought Michigan might have an upset on their mind. That proved to be correct. The Arsenal have been fantastic here in the first half.
I'd love to pretend that this is exactly how I saw this going, so I sounded smart. But, I mean, Albany, notoriously a second-half team this season, but I don't think anybody saw Michigan's offense jumping all over this defense the way they have.
They've had a lot of energy, just like Firebird fans behind us. We see you guys got a lot of energy. You can let us know. There's no problem with that. A lot of energy in the first half as well, right? Great action on offense, great action on defense, special teams. Really the story of the first half has been turnovers. 2 costly ones for Albany.
2 costly turnovers for Albany, and let's not forget about Roden, the kicker for Michigan. This snap hasn't been great for him, but he's burying those deuces.
Albany, the advantage on total yardage so far in the first half, but really it's been about finding the rhythm. Rushing yards, 20-9, so many carries in that first quarter for a new addition to the Firebirds, the Ohio State Buckeye coming out there and making plays, all the things that Williams has been able to do. You don't see this often, a graphic that has Albany trailing a team, but here's where they're set. If the Firebirds want to get back in this, continue their all-time winning streak and stay with that 0 in the loss column, what is Coach Ware saying to the team at halftime?
Protect the ball. I mean, it's 3 turnovers, 3-0. That's a score you're never going to win if you're losing that score. Protect the ball and be yourselves. Like, this is the best team in all of arena football. Michigan is playing like they're the best team, but if Albany just stays with themselves, does exactly what they've been trained to do, this could still be their game.
I would call it silent confidence. That's only from a few Firebird fans at a time. Some of them are loud and proud and letting them know they're not quite worried. When you see a team have so much success, they know that this squad has the talent, the capability of coming back, and this deficit could definitely be overcome by Albany. As for Michigan's side of it, Williams is spotlighted in our pregame show what he could do. Been very good in the first half, and we'll see if Coach Leote come to continue to focus on number 1. He could be that player that could be the difference maker to make plays happen. So a shake-up potentially all the way to the top. We know Nashville fans have an eye on this game for sure. What the Cats could have in favor of this. Obviously, Arsenal fans, Beaumont, and other teams in the league watching to see where Michigan may shake out in the playoff picture. A lot at stake here on a Friday night. Let's also factor in, by the way, the 3rd game in 13 days. How much will that factor in here to the second half? And we mentioned Dan Williams, pretty good player here. Number 1's been making some highlight reel plays in the first half.
The coverage has been solid. The Firebird secondary is right there with him, but he is able to, big body the ball, get high point on the ball. He's a little bit like maybe a Mike Evans in the NFL, the way he's getting to the football. And he's not the only one. Flowers is making big plays. Malik Henry having a heck of a game right now here in Albany.
The thing that's impressed me the most about Henry, that velocity on that ball. Boy, you get close, and AF1 fans, the best thing we can tell you, get as close to the board as you can. You can hear the hard-hitting impact and the excitement from the fans, but seeing that speed that Henry brings on those throws has been incredibly impressive. The guy who's bounced around professional football, we touched on in the first half, his story going all back to his prep days in California. Second half action set to get underway. Bird lets it fly off his foot, and we are underway. Almost a deuce,
bar
but
ball there.
That's right. It's hot here right now. Let's see if 1 point can go in favor of the Firebirds. It can't. Effort there by Bennett to squeeze out and avoid a little loss in a lead. It would have been a 1 point play potentially for the Firebirds. That's not the case. So deferring, they get the ball here to start the second half. And you mentioned that Henry's been impressive to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this is the ball never dies in AF1.
Yeah.
As you look here, it comes off the bar, which gives your team a chance to get that 1 point. It's one of my favorite plays in all of arena football, and you only see it here in AF1. But now, yeah, the ball is in the hands of Malik Henry. You got to look out for DW3. This offense has come to play. The problem could be for Michigan. Do they feel like they've already won because they dominated that first half?
It's an interesting storyline we'll be following throughout, and that bar player, there's no off plays in AF1, which makes this sport and this league so exciting. Henry looking from even pre-snap to the right. There's pressure. There's Joseph Jr. with a collision in the backfield.
Still
Not
gets the ball
enough,
away.
right? Jones with the tackle on the outside, but Henry was forced. Gosh, what a play that could have been with a potential safety and the ball swinging back to Albany. Just about an inch and a step away from causing not just a safety, but Joseph was up high enough where he almost deflected that ball out of Henry's hands.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure is good, but just the calm, the delivery, the jump pass. We don't really think of Malik Henry as a mobile quarterback because he's so good out of the pocket, but he certainly can get free, give himself a little extra time to deliver that pass.
Well, Henry's got all of his weapons to his right side here. 3 receivers and Weaver on the right side, and he's going to throw this to the field. There's no whistle there quickly, and then the whistle comes. Boy, how about the well-taught Firebird defensive backs, right? Jones and company, they see a ball going that split screen you hear. You don't hear a whistle as a young football player. You hop on that football. That whistle came a second late. Dangerous spot there for the Arsenal.
Something to keep an eye on after that play. Flowers, the number 0 for Michigan, limped off the field a little gingerly. He is their motion guy who takes that position for them on the offense.
Crowd getting a little louder here on a 3rd down. Williams set to the left side here, and that's where they go with this throw. Tackled and down. Excuse me, that's not Williams on that play. Williams is split to the right side there. It's a fantastic
Vance
play.
Bennett
I was going to say
on
the
the
first
play
time we called Vance Bennett, it's the first time we've seen Bennett be a factor on the outside. He's improved his special teams play, but look at Coach Leota slipping in Bennett.
Yeah.
I call that the broadcast side. You hide him underneath an official or defender, sneaks in and gets the first down.
I think we were all kind of keeping an eye on Williams, and then Long, number 7, he was the guy who was in the high motion. And then, like you said, Bennett, number 4, just he's out there and he gets the ball.
Henry moving in the pocket well here. He's going to launch this one deep downfield. It's going to be incomplete, and it seemed like that was just a matter of time before we saw that penalty come out. Seth Robertson on the coverage, bumping along the boards, and he's able to draw the penalty.
I think Malik Henry threw that back to Saginaw, Michigan. I think you could have caught it at their arena.
That's how good Henry's looked. Even on misses, he's been that good. But, you know, that's the threat, by the way, of Williams, right? We've touched on it throughout. I keep saying the one-on-one play. That's exactly what Michigan wants. Henry's eyes should light up every time he sees big number 1 with just 1 defender on him. Oh, by the way, he scored. Right, you beat me to it. He scored with 2 guys on him earlier, and he's able to draw that penalty. And
I was excited to get count that high. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. It was a big moment for me. The Levac family's very proud right now that I was able to count to 2. I didn't even take my shoes off.
I want to brag about me counting to 2, but I haven't gotten there yet. The shoes are getting looser. First down play on the way here for Henry, looking to the right side again. Pressure, Williams causes it. And it's flying over the board to the Firebirds side.
The pressure from Williams was right there in the face. Williams, remember, he missed last week. He had some wheels issues. I believe it was a banged up knee. I'm not 100% positive. But he might still be a little slower than normal because normally he gets there on that rush.
I'm glad you brought that up. He's one of the hardest players to figure out on this Firebird roster so far. He can do so much. You feel like at times, is he better in coverage? Is he better rushing? It almost feels like we haven't seen the best of Williams so far this season.
Well, they could need it for the second half, trailing by 10 still.
A couple different ways Henry's been moving. Points with his own finger. Look out on the boards. That ball is still live, and now it's incomplete. Some action out there involving Jones.
The ball just finds Darian Townsend, even when he's on the sideline. Let this be a lesson to everybody who's enjoying AF1 football. Put the phones down, head on a swivel. You do not want that thing flying at you if you're not paying attention.
The ball doesn't die, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the ball never dies. But it'll hurt like heck if it catches you when you're not paying attention.
That's the case there with both Jones and Long fighting along the boards. Another 3rd down here for the Arsenal. Flowers the man in motion on this play. Mouthpiece hanging along. Catch.
There he is.
And this is Williams, and this is more Williams, and more Williams. The Williams push, the willpower from DW3. Dan Williams the third, the man, the threat, the crawl, the push-up. He's doing it all. And he's celebrating that first down play.
He does not skip leg day. There's no doubt about it. He's making a case for player of the week here in the first game of the week for the AF1. 1, 2, 3, 4 Firebirds to take him to the ground finally.
That's about as impressive as a play you're going to see from anybody in the league. Carrying defensive backs.
It is.
Weaver with the carry, by the way. There, a quick handoff and a quick snap count. Walton and company holding up the big man just a few yards short of the end zone. But back to your point on Williams there, how good he is, and even in the open field, how tough he is to take down.
Obviously, football is a very physical game, but some people are just a little more physical than the rest, and that's where I would put DW3 on this one. And then you have Weaver. Like you get prepared to try to stop these big wide receivers on the outside, and then Michigan just goes ahead and hands the ball to big old 52 and lets them ram up the middle on you.
We saw Albany at the end of the first half get a stop within the 5-yard line. Can the Firebird defense do it again here as this clock continues to tick down? It's going to get under the 9-minute mark here with this handoff. Second time to Weaver, the big man, dancing a bit and dancing forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Rick Weaver dancing one way, stepping and finding his way to 6. A thick 6 for Big 52.
6 foot tall, 340 pounds on the roster, and fleet of foot on that one, dare I say. If you're a big man, you're proud of that touchdown.
Look at this, headed to the right. Is it a juke move?
A little sidestep.
Something at the stretch.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen the Firebirds get bullied the way they're getting bullied right now.
That's the perfect word to use there. Bullied, bigger, stronger, more physical, and all of it used on that with the play clock now under 10 seconds. We saw it delay a game in the first half on an extra point. Snap's the best one we've seen all game. Kick on the way. Another missed extra point. Ronan's been good with his deuces, but we are adding up the extra points. Points left on the board for Michigan. We'll find out later in the game if that hurts, but here's another look at the touchdown. One missed tackle, going right, left, and then second play in a row. It's that willpower, that leg push that the Arsenal gets out of their ball carrier. First it was Williams, and then it was Weaver.
The big guys over here for Michigan, I'm watching, they're all celebrating each other. There's a fraternity when it comes to the big fellas in football, and when one scores, it feels like you all score.
The Arsenal get exactly what they need, taking nearly half of the third quarter's time off the clock and getting a touchdown into the end zone, 37-21 after that missed extra point.
The missed extra points are going to start to add up here, but the deuces have been able to kind of mitigate the damage. Can he hit another one to keep it going? But if you're Coach Damon Ware, if you're Coach Brandon Cisse, what do you do right now to stop the physicality of Michigan?
It's the hardest thing to build, right? Find out if you try to get these guys to prepare for that. If you change the defensive scheme, then you potentially put your defensive backs on an island against Williams and Flowers and others on the outside. It's been a fantastic game plan by Coach Leone and his staff today. We mentioned how much strategy, coaching, decision-making, extra points would play a factor in this game. You go back one more time to that game in Saginaw. Double-digit lead 3 times for Albany. Once in the first, one with under 4 minutes to go, one with under a minute to go. And each time Michigan wouldn't give up, including having the ball last and a chance to win when they last played in Saginaw. And now they have that 16-point lead. We'll see if Ronan could do another deuce. Could this be deuce number 4? This has got a chance. Kick on the way. It's going to go off the net and be fielded by Hall. Hall's got a one step, and he's got a seam. He's got a lot of yardage now, 25-20. And he gets taken down right around the 18-yard line.
I mean, he gets that full.
During the return, holding. Return team number 5, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Zebra's calling a holding on Albany. Going to bring that amazing return back.
Gosh, 2 plays in a row if you're a Firebird fan. That's a momentum-killing play. A big man touchdown where the home crowd gets excited, and then a hold here. Let's see if we get a quick look.
Looks like Robertson's locking up.
Gosh, it does. You know, it's sometimes when you make the play and stick your hands behind your back. It's that the old young sibling rule. Mom's looking for where the hands are if they're hiding. The referees won't buy it.
Can the Firebirds offense do what it did to end the first half? Can they get right down the field, get in the end zone, keep the scoring going, keep the pressure on Michigan?
Hall, the man in motion here on the left side on this first down play. Castronova's looking his way. He jumps up and makes the play. What an addition. Ajay Hall, some highlight reel plays in the first half. He continues to be a Castronova target, but a storyline we got to go back to that happened pregame. Isaiah Scott, impact player for the past 2 seasons for Albany, standout number 8 wide receiver, physical body speed, not playing today. As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, just kind of want to wear and tear. 3 games in 13 days is starting to have a factor on Scott. His impact not being out there has been felt by this offense for sure. Another throw on the way to Hall. He makes one guy miss in a second, and then he uses that physicality to push it past the 25-yard line.
Scott is one of the best receivers at the slant route, which is such a safety valve for Sam Castronova. So I think you're nailing it when you talk about the fact that he's not out there, and that could be one of the reasons it's kind of taken a while for this offense to show its normal gel.
So a 16-point deficit here. We talk about math and strategy in AF1. If the Firebirds can score here, does Coach Ware quickly go for 2? We'll see pressure here by the Arsenal defensive line. Townsend catch, and that's going to mark another first down for Albany.
This is the cleanest and the best Castronova's looked in 2 weeks. He looks like he's dialed in. He's got his timing down. Just look at the timing on this delivery.
Almost as if those 2 turnovers earlier in the game have found something else, a different gear for Castronova. The 1 turnover, a 4th down play, trying to make something happen in the back of the end zone. No risk play, hope to make something happen. And then a fumbled snap as the clock winded down. They tried to sneak in a play at the end of the first quarter. Since then, a different Castronova for sure. It's Townsend and Hall to the right. Dwayne Brown's going to head in that direction as well as the motion man on this play. Hall's coming across to the left. He's got a lot of time, Castronova. He's going to lob this one in the back of the, a dangerous throw. No flag thrown. And now a flag comes out. But my gosh, there was a lot of defenders back there. Castronova threw it into traffic. We'll see what this penalty is.
Isaiah McFarland very slow to get up. He still looks like he's got some, there may be an arm issue.
Coach Leota thinks it might be a roughing the passer, but his arm direction now signaling towards the Firebirds. Initially, he's acting like it was a roughing the passer.
We had an illegal pick on the offense, picking the umpire. That'd be a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Coach Leota obviously able to exert his influence in the thought process there.
The second time we've seen a call from the officials, an illegal pick play. Sometimes we've seen some people use an official as an illegal pick play. If it's in the direction we're looking, didn't see that, but I always give the benefit of the doubt for the officials on plays like that with the best look at it in the mix there with the wide receiver. So
I think they're saying Townsend, but all he did was slow down his route.
Castronova fires this one to Townsend. Didn't slow down the route there, that's for sure. He did the previous play and put everything on that one. Gosh, that's the 3rd time in a row we've seen a different gear. You know, route running, some people don't want to talk about route running. They want to talk about the big plays, the highlight, the catches, beating a guy one-on-one. Great route running there by 21 Townsend.
And finding that little open spot, dropping into it, getting there in a hurry and then stopping for Castronova to have a great target to throw to. Watch 74. Ever since that missed snap, Bird is playing very different for the Firebirds. He's one-hand blocking people at this point.
And Bird with a nice block right off the snap there too. Castronova looking to the right side. Is he in? We're gonna get a touchdown. Dwayne Brown.
Very interesting celebration there.
Way off to the far right side. Brown sneaks in, and we'll see what Coach Ware decides to do here. Down 16, now down 10. If he's gonna go for 2 and he leaves the offense on the field. Close to him there. Brown sneaks that football over.
I didn't even realize that there was an extra defender in there at that point. I thought it was one-on-one coverage. I didn't realize. I think it was Robbins was in onside the wall. That was a little top-bottom coverage, and he was able to get the ball and get past them to get into the end zone.
We call that spot in the valley here, that deep corner right between the boards where it's tough for officials, broadcasters, and fans to see. Wayne Brown makes the players a 2-point conversion all the way. Castro, what a fantastic play. Oh my goodness. He had 2 guys open. 2 players were open for Castronova. A trick play.
Immediate timeout
Crawford,
on the field.
Intended receiver, but he had another player, Williams, as well in the corner. That's a tough conversion, not converted, but the touchdown still stands. 37-21, Albany trails by 10 here from MVP Arena.
The AF1.com.
Over the boards he goes.
The moment it happens.
Touchdown, Oregon Lightning.
The hits, the highlights, the news that shakes the league. It's already here. This isn't yesterday's story. This is right now. The AF1.com is your inside line to everything Arena Football 1. The AF1.com. Don't hear about it later.
Clarksville don't whisper. Clarksville roars. Because in here, the ball never dies.
So my very fondest memory at an Abby's came in high school after we won a state championship in basketball, a moment we'll never forget. The very first thing we did, celebrated across the street at Abby's. And for us to just enjoy and savor the season and what we accomplished there, and that pizza became synonymous with this championship memory. It's great to have some of those just foundational, traditional spots that we can all go to and enjoy a great time.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
37-27 the score, but they go for two. Albany. Levac, this is a play that's run before, but usually for different targets. Two guys open. Williams is open, Crawford, but you mentioned that play is intended for another Firebird who's down on the turf today.
Brandon Nicholson, I've known him for a bit. We call him Thick Six because he catches those passes for the Firebirds. Crawford was open, but wasn't able to bring it in on the short pass.
Nicholson not out there, Scott not out there. The absence of those players playing a factor now. Kick on the way, and there's a chance for Bennett here. Bennett's got one guy to beat, and he's got everybody beat now. Bennett coast to coast, touchdown, Michigan.
Now, as you mentioned that his special teams were improving, getting better every week. They were already good to start, and that flip was pretty freaking amazing too.
A back flip, a cartwheel, no flag on the field that we can see, although we hear some officials to our far right talking about what may have happened here on the return. But Bennett throughout this season has become a dangerous force. Each game continues to be an impact player. And there's talks here in front of us, Levac, about what may have gone on during the return. We see the special teams unit on, but we see officials talking. No penalty, no challenge, but a lot more chatter than usual after a kickoff return.
Appears to be a bit of an equipment
At this
issue.
time, the game clock is down. Game clock and play clock are down. It will be kept on the field of play until further notice. Thank you.
You nailed it, Levac. Well done, my friend there. And it's Bennett with the kickoff return and another special teams factor in this game. From deuces to returns, Michigan doesn't let it last too long. The Albany momentum. Snap on the way. Kick is up and good. So it goes from a potential one-score game. Albany misses a conversion, and just like that, they trail by 17. Live here from MVP Arena.
You want soft?
Over the boards he goes.
Wrong building.
And it's a touchdown.
This is Arena Football 1. Walls, speed, impact. This game doesn't slow down. It closes in. 8 men, nowhere to run. Hockey speed, football violence. Don't blink, because in here, the ball never dies. Watch Arena Football 1 live all weekend long.
Yeah! You feel that? You feel it! It's the AF1! You feel it! What? Run for the city! Run! Rep your colors! Side by side! When the lights come on, we go high! AF1! The ball never dies!
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
Here we go again. That's going to leave a mark.
This is Arena Football 1.
This is what AF1 is all about.
The ball never dies.
He flipped over the wall and hung on.
The wall is waiting.
This is Arena Football 1.
No sideline.
He got lit up by the wall.
That's going to leave a mark.
No way out.
A hit like that only happens in Arena Football 1.
Because in here, the ball never dies.
Kick goes over the boards, and we will get ready for 1st and 10 action here with Albany getting the possession back, trailing now by 17. Well, the return there by Vance Bennett, a special teams threat. Earlier in the season, Bennett was improving, getting better at special teams. Firebird and Arsenal fans may remember what he did in that first game, always kind of one play away from breaking one. Huge game against Nashville, and he makes another big play.
The previous play is under further review. Michigan is challenging that the kick hit the back wall prior to going out of bounds.
And they're being tested. They got to turn it around. They got to turn it around real fast if this is going to go ahead and get where it needs to be.
So we're headed to our first challenge here.
There's a ghost in the machine. The scorer's clock started to go a little wonky. I've noticed there's some lights issues all of a sudden. Now we've got the official review going on. There's a ghost in the machine, guys. So it's even the electronics in the MVP arena are shocked with the way this game has gone so far.
I'm shocked as well. Disclosure days in theaters now. I don't know if aliens have been involved as well, but we're gonna sort that out. We do know this though. 44-27 the score here, as it's been Michigan really in charge of this game from the opening kickoff. And by opening kickoff, that's not an exaggeration. The game started with a deuce, and Michigan hasn't trailed at any point since then.
It's very interesting when you think about the fact that this is a team that in Albany that has been tested by Michigan, but not like this. Like Michigan kept catching up to them. This is Michigan keeping the lead in front of them, but it is arena football. It's AF1 football. This means the ball never dies. This thing can turn quick. A couple turnovers, a couple big scores. Next thing you know, Albany's right back in this thing. Never too far out, especially 17 points with over a quarter to go. This ain't the Knicks trailing by 29.
No.
And even that, as you know, here in the great state of New York, don't matter.
Knicks just one game away from winning.
After further review,
NBA
the ruling on the field has been upheld. Ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. It'll be first down. Michigan has lost the challenge and a timeout for the second half.
So there you go. Ball go to the 20-yard line. Nice job by our officiating crew. Knicks just one win away tomorrow. We'll see if they can win that first NBA championship for that franchise and get New York sports fans excited for their first title and down at MSG in 50-plus years. Albany Firebird fans know about a championship. The banner hanging right above here at MVP Arena for their title in 2025. And they have not lost a game here on this turf in nearly 2 years. 20 consecutive victories. That streak is an absolute
Full start. Offense, number 70.
Going
5-yard
down
penalty.
today. It's a
First down.
threat by Michigan. A false start up front by Albany. They're going to get Crawford moving early on that play. But really, like when you think about it, with all those great wins, Albany's had a championship. They've been tested before. This is truly down 17 with less than 5 to go in the third. The biggest test this team under Coach Ware's faced.
I mean, you got to go back to, other leagues to have something like this happen. But here we go and see if they can go ahead and close that gap.
Castronova lets it fly down the field, and he's got to look out. A defender just didn't turn in time. Robbins could have had a play on that, and he was looking for it. Maybe up front, some contact as well. It's a nice pass rush. Fitzgerald, man, what a player he is up front. 67 having a real nice game for Arsenal. Pushing around, making it difficult for Castronova to find that right footing in the pocket.
Albany looking for a little bit of defensive pass interference. They thought that Kai West was kind of bumping Hall against the wall and slowing down his route, impeding him. Didn't get that call, though.
So it's Brown, the motion man, heading to the left side to join his teammates all over there. 3 wide outs to the left. Of course, the ball's going right because DB3 can do something like that, showing off his speed. Well, Michigan pleading their case where the ball might be spotted there. Let the coaches, I believe that Sam Reynolds letting his voice be heard along the sidelines there. Marking it to the 23-yard line. It's going to be about a 3rd and 4 for Albany on the way.
Dwayne Brown is so good at finding that opening in the defense, that little spot, that window, and allowing Casanova to find him to get the ball to him.
Townsend's flying mouthpiece flies, and so does the ball out of his hands. Big drop there. Casanova and Townsend can't connect. You saw the blue mouthpiece flopping around. Last game it just flew off the helmet. This time it's football, mouthpiece, and everything else flying onto the turf. One stays on the helmet, one hits the turf. And now a 4th down on the way for Albany.
Yeah, I mean, listen, your field goal ain't gonna help you right now. You need to get this first down and get some points on the board.
Castro with the hard count there, gets to Townsend. Oh, did the hard count cause his own teammates to jump off sides? Michigan thinks so.
Full start.
There's
offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
They're going to get Isaiah Hardy, the intense big 65 with the penalty, but that's the good and the bad of a hard count, right? 4th and 4, you hope for a hard count to get an easy first down or a free play. At times, everyone's going to stay on track. Officials in Albany with the penalty now makes this a 4th, and we'll call it 8.
Isaiah Hardy, a big personal protector of Sam Casanova. He's a guy who's always got a smile on his face off the field, but he's got a look that could, break glass when he's out there between the white lines.
Casanova, stable count there. A lot of pressure from the Arsenal. Casanova's going to dance in the pocket and throws one deep again on 4th down, and it's intercepted.
McFarland right there waiting for it as it got loose.
It's the 2nd time where Casanova on a 4th down is forced to throw it into traffic. He's got to give the ball up. He doesn't want to lose yardage in the backfield to give an easy field position spot for the Arsenal.
Media timeout on the field.
And the Arsenal defense, led by McFarland, steps up again. 3 turnovers and a 17-point lead for Michigan on HTN.
You want soft?
Over the boards he goes.
Wrong building.
And it's a touchdown.
This is Arena Football 1. Walls, speed, impact. This game doesn't slow down. It closes in. 8 men, nowhere to run. Hockey speed, football violence. Don't blink, because in here, the ball never dies. Watch Arena Football 1 live all weekend long. The AF1.com.
Over the boards he goes.
The moment it happens.
Touchdown, Oregon Lightning.
The hits, the highlights, the news that shakes the league. It's already here. This isn't yesterday's story. This is right now. The AF1.com is your inside line to everything Arena Football 1. The AF1.com. Don't hear about it later.
Fondest memory at an Abby's came in high school after we won a state championship in basketball, a moment we'll never forget. The very first thing we did, celebrated across the street at Abby's. And for us to just enjoy and savor the season and what we accomplished there, and that pizza became synonymous with this championship memory. It's great to have some of those just foundational, traditional spots that we can all go to and enjoy a great time.
Albany forced into a 4th down deep ball, intercepted by McFarland for Michigan, and it's been all Arsenal all night long. Alongside Jeff Levac, Tom Kozlowski here with you inside MVP Arena, Albany, New York. The Firebirds' undefeated streak is in danger, trailing by 17 at home against Michigan here with less than 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Malik Henry quarterbacking the Arsenal, leading the way. He's got a target on the outside and continuing to find different players to make plays. This time it's Long, moving around, dancing, and finding some yardage. It's been an absolute test. 3 turnovers for Sam Castro in this offense, something you rarely see out of Albany.
Well, and it's not a ton of yards, but on a 4th down play, I know it's nice to get that interception, pad the stats. You're supposed to knock that down,
yeah.
Get a couple extra yards, get back up to where the line of scrimmage was. But if they're able to convert a 1st down or 2, that doesn't make any difference at all.
It's massive when you talk about field position. Is it more important to burn a clock and gain yardage? It's all strategy here, especially when you're trying to pull an upset. Henry looking off to his left side, catch and contact.
Flowers is back out there.
My gosh, has he been the most impressive player? You talk about pregame scouting out a game. Flowers, his name's on the roster. You think maybe that'll be a name you call once or twice. He's been one of the standout players for Michigan and throughout this entire game of anybody on the turf tonight.
One of the great cliches in sports is thunder and lightning. If Williams is the thunder, then Flowers is the lightning as he gets open on that great move outside, finds the ball, pulls it in, eats the wall, but gets the completion.
Likely the last play here of the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Michigan puts this on the ground. Could be a potential Weaver handoff and then head to the boards with a double-digit lead. We'll see what Coach Leota decides. Instead, it's going to be a dump off to the outside, and there's a nice block and a nice space outside. Getting all over the place and trying to make a play.
You said Flowers has been impressive.
Yeah.
That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. This will be a media timeout.
Let him make a play.
Just kind of planting himself down there and finding the yards they need. It's a 17-point lead for Michigan on the road. 44-27 here on HTN.
Yeah! You feel that? You feel that? This the AF1. You feel that? What? Run for the city. Run. Rep your colors. Side by side. When the lights come on, we go high. AF1. The ball never dies. Woo. Woo. Woo.
It starts in a quiet, empty building, and the lights come on. Suddenly, you're not watching the game. You're inside it. Every step, every hit, you can feel it building, faster, louder, until there's no space left and no holding it back. This is Arena Football 1. Watch on Home Team Network.
Clarksville wasn't built quiet, now built loud, built proud, built fire. Built on boots, hit ground, no tire. Built on hearts that don't back down, go higher. No permission, we don't ask that. Keep the door, yeah, we crash that. 48 inches wall, where you at? Running too wide, yeah, you need that. Yeah, no sidelines, ain't no safety. No soft land is gonna save me. You don't watch, now you feel me. Whole crowd standing, energy crazy. Show up early, stay late. Feel the ground shake, no breaks. Hear the sound, that's us, that's us, that's us.
Fourth quarter action here inside the MVP Arena, Albany, New York, and it's the undefeated streak of the Firebirds in jeopardy, trailing by 17, 44-27 to score. Alongside Jeff Levac, Tom Kozlowski here with you, bringing you the action on AF1 football on a Friday night. Michigan Arsenal have the football, and it's a handoff to Big Weaver. How about Rick Weaver scored earlier in the game, and it's now about clock management for Coach Leota and company. Rebecca, I turn to you. 17-point lead on the road. Playing a team that you thought you could have beaten at home just a few weeks ago. What's Coach Leota's strategy here and now with a big lead on the road?
I think you nailed it. He's going to run the clock, but it's all about protecting the football, not just for Albany, but also for Michigan. If Albany can steal a few possessions away from Michigan, this game gets tight real quick.
You flip it over to the Albany side, trailing by 17 at home. What is Coach Ware's strategy likely here for the final 14 minutes?
Get the ball back, get the ball in the end zone, and just try to keep them out of the end zone.
Henry dropping back, facing pressure, lobbing one over to the boards. No receiver quite there, incomplete, and they'll force this to a second. Go ahead, yeah.
That Albany defensive front was able to get in, give some pressure. Williams ran right out of his sneaker on that one. But this is what they have to do. They got to get Malik Henry off his mark. He is playing pitch and catch with these receivers today.
Well, we go back and look at that missed two-point conversion for Albany, down by 10, missing it, converted would have been 8. Get to the 17-point spot here. Got to get a little creative with the potential deuce attempt. The one-point play, Coach Ware is known as the professor. He's likely pumping through those scenarios. It gets much more difficult, obviously, if the Michigan offense can make a play here at midfield. Henry drops back. Nice move by the defensive front for Albany, but he's wide open and he makes the play. It's touchdown, Michigan. And guess who? Flowers one more time. The story of the game.
Doing the dirty bird, mocking Darian Townsend and the Albany Firebirds, the Firebirds fans. Michigan feeling pretty confident right now, up 50-27. But those are the kind of things you don't necessarily want to do.
Flowers rocking the 0, the former Delaware Valley product. In the first game between Michigan and Albany, it was Lorenzo Jones. And it was Flowers battling for who's the best. Well, Flowers has taken over in this one. And now they're one kick away from pushing this lead to a 24-point lead. Blocked. And there's a chance to return this. This is behind the line of scrimmage. It's fallen on. Jervai Flowers has been the story all game long. We thought it'd be Dan Williams, who's been good. We thought potentially Trevante Long would be good, but it's been Jervai Flowers with another score here. 0, find to the back of the end zone. Look at this one more time. Malik Henry looking. Yes.
Able to find that space, get open. I mean, using the high motion to its maximum advantage. A little bit of a smaller guy, guys, you got to wonder sometimes if they're almost losing track of him as he's moving around through the bigger players. It is impressive. Two places Albany almost always wins these games is that defense side. They have not been able to do enough to stop this team. And that offensive line for the Firebirds, if you look over on the sideline right now, they are frustrated. They look like they were not expecting this kind of test that they're getting from the Michigan defense.
And credit again to Malik Henry. Walton's in his face there. Williams is in his face there. He's falling back. He's letting it fly. And he's having faith in his wide receivers to make a play. You mentioned the frustration there. Rarely do you see head down, helmets on. This is a little different vibe behind the boards. Usually in a fourth quarter you see some dancing and crowd interaction with the Firebirds. That's not the case here now, facing a 23-point deficit with under 13 minutes to play at home. We've mentioned it throughout, 20 straight wins, arena football record. June 2024, the last time a regular season loss had been suffered by the Firebirds. Let's see if we get a re-kick there as the ball came off the tee. Pre-kick. No whistle from the officials, but before Road kicked that one, ball fell off the tee.
It is definitely getting chippy out here at TransFinder Field inside MVP Arena. As Robertson, the frustration starting to just boil over. Didn't get to see what started that altercation, but his helmet is not on, and the refs are definitely in the middle to keep this thing from getting any worse.
Officials doing a nice job there, separating Robertson.
Yeah, this defense has been so stellar this year. They have really, probably the last time they were truly challenged was against Michigan, and now Michigan able to challenge them again. Coach Leota really bringing his game plan to fruition tonight here in Albany.
Now, as much as the Firebird offense could do what they can do on their side, at one point it's got to be that Firebird defense, whether it be a turnover, a big stop, just stopping the clock, melting away. The defense is going to have to make a play, but of course, obviously, before they do that, Firebirds had a chance here to put some points on the board with Castronova looking down the field. He's got his receiver, and he's got a first down, a big play there. Cameron Elves with the catch, and a first down, Albany.
A little bit of a different look out of that offensive set there. Joshua Zacher, big 69, back in at fullback. A couple weeks ago, Coach Ware put him in for the extra protection, and now he's back in there as an extra offensive lineman / fullback.
Alves, number 4, with the catch there and a quick deflection. No whistle yet. There it comes. Look, yeah, second time this game we've seen a pass heading towards the side. Whether that was front or not, officials on top of it. Second down there, but said it one more time, Isaiah Scott injured. Other guys have to step up, and Coach Ware and company here. Alves, number 4, a player you've rarely seen make plays like this season, just because the receiving core is so deep. He's able to get that and make a nice play almost into the end zone.
Kind of shocked we haven't seen 24 Williams in this set, but I think it comes down to the extra protection for Casanova. They've been able to flush him from the pocket. This is going to be a chance to keep him in there, and he can see his receivers get open.
Castranova's got to get this off of a play clock. Got off at 1 second, and that's the second time in this game, Levac, we've seen the clock play a factor. The first quarter, the fumbled snap. 2-1, Castranova's got to step and throw. Deflected again. Lucky receiver was there, at least in sight. Lucky a defender didn't step in and pick it off.
I mean, this is not the exact way we're used to seeing this team. As you look, this is the high motion comes through.
Little X route, right, the cross route there.
Yep. And Darian Townsend has been open, but the defense is able to get their hands up and make sure it's not an easy completion.
Third down play, Castronova swings it around. He can find it. No call yet from the official. And now we've got a touchdown. I'm sure we're going to get a review here from Michigan. The Arsenal defenders are already calling for the review for Coach Leota.
Meanwhile, Albany not even looking the way of Evan Bird. Castronova calling for the huddle. They're going to go for 2 if this stands.
Now we're sitting to the left of the Michigan bench here. We don't see a red challenge flag quite yet.
Oh. Leota calls the timeout, throws the flag.
There it is.
As soon as you said it, he heard it. Well, our lucky streak
Michigan
continues.
has challenged the previous play, saying the runner was short of the line to gain.
Now, this is one of the tougher challenges you're going to see, because the officials, of course, right there at the spot. They, as I like to say, have the best look of anybody in a play there. And joked around earlier in the broadcast, the valley we call it, right? One of the tougher spots to see where the action's going, in between the goal line.
There's a little interesting thing at play right now. If you'll look on the sideline on the boards here in Albany, you'll see there's orange tape up the goal line. That orange tape was requested by Coach Leota because last week, not being able to see exactly where the goal line was on the boards cost him a call. So if this is seen crossing that orange line, we're looking to see if this crosses that white and orange line. Hard to see from that
angle. I don't know, Levac. That's a great job by our production team. I think that's short for Castronova. Tries to extend the ball. Well done by you noting that orange line there. Let's watch Castronova's right, we'll call that the left hip and left elbow. We'll watch this. Again, a fantastic job by our production team, breaking it down frame by frame. He's not down there, right?
He's sitting on the defender.
But now he's hit the board short of the orange. I think he's down at the 1.5.
It's hard to see because I'm trying to line it up with the defender's foot because of the angle that we've got here.
All right, you got to make a call here. Challenge, I've missed 2 this season. Are you going to be undefeated? What's the call here, short or touchdown, Jeff Levac?
I'm going to say it stays a touchdown because the angle does not give them the perfect view to overturn the call. Maybe didn't get across it.
Now the officials are right in front of you. Now if you say it louder, they'll say he's short, is what I told myself last week when some of the calls were against what I was saying. But boy, what a nice zoom in there from our production team. Well done as well.
Here we go.
I like this look right here.
There.
Sam getting thrown, Castro from the hip. He's not down, he's down, but it's the
difficult
board
to see
there.
right there. I just don't know if you can overturn it, is where my head's at.
After further review, the ruling on the field has been upheld. It'll be a touchdown. Michigan has lost the timeout and their final challenge of the game.
It was or was not a touchdown, but I think because the call on the field was the touchdown, not enough evidence to overturn it. That's why it's going to stay exactly what it was, and now Albany will get a chance to go for 2.
Upheld. You can get a congratulations from YouTube on there. There you go. The YouTube comments will either agree or disagree with you. Your record now as a color commentator for challenges is now 1-0.
I'm gonna retire right now. I'm not making another call.
Like Bill Murray in Space Jam.
That's it. 1-0.
Firebirds will go for 2 here.
Zacher out in the flat. Zacher getting the ball. Oh.
Second time consecutive we've seen big offensive linemen go out for the conversion.
Timeout on the field.
The second time it's not converted. 17-point deficit, but it's a touchdown for Sam Castronova. AF1 here on HTN.
You feel that? You feel that? This that AF1. You feel that? What? Run for the city. Run. Rep your colors. Side by side. When the lights come on, we go high. AF1. The ball never dies.
He's already flying.
This is Arena Football 1.
Full speed at the snap.
The ball never dies.
Man, you can't defend that speed.
He's already at full speed before the snap.
Blink and you miss him.
You're not chasing him, you're surviving him.
He's gone just like that.
By the time you react, full speed, full chaos. He's gone. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Every dream starts with a chance. A chance to build something bigger than yourself, bigger than the game. For this team, this city, and every kid watching in the stands, this is where it begins. And with these lights in front of this community, dreams are becoming reality. This is Oceanside Bombers football.
(50-33) the score here. Sam Castronova gets into the end zone. Challenge called, upheld. The Firebirds trail. Again, 50-33. Bird kick on the way. Chance for a deuce, but it's going to go under the bar on this one.
Julia feels a free kick out of bounds, did not touch the rebound structure, and went underneath the goalpost. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. First down.
Well done by our officiating crew there. I love when they talk to the crowd. You never know what the fans are when they come to an AF1 game, whether their fans have been following the sport for years or it's their first game. So understanding the rules like that, ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. Deuce doesn't go through. Reasons as to why, we know why, right? Teams are going to try to use certain rules to get certain advantages.
Yep.
That's not the case on this spot, though.
Well, and the nets are such a huge part of arena football. Yeah. So if a kicker is trying to avoid the net to, have no return, that's not in the spirit of what we're trying to do as a league here at AF1. So you make the rules fair, you make them competitive, and you make sure you accent the great things about our game, which are those nets.
Henry goes to Williams on the outside, caught.
I forgot he was here.
The board, right?
I hadn't heard him for a little while.
It had been a while since we had said the name Dan Williams, whether that's a credit to the Albany Firebird defense or it's been a compliment to his fellow teammates today. Whatever the case may be, Williams with a silent night in comparison to the 6-touchdown game in game one. I say silent. He had a fantastic first half and was making plays.
Yeah, he's already got 2 touchdowns. He's going toe-to-toe with Darian Townsend for the the season lead on not just receiving touchdowns, but touchdowns for the whole league. This is the chance to there's plenty of time left. But if you score again, it starts putting a lot of pressure on the Firebirds. Not that they're not already under it, but you can really kick it up a notch if you get in the end zone here.
This is close to a delay of game. The clock is ended. This should be a delay of game here. And here comes the penalty. So you
Delay of
understand
game.
the strategy.
Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You're doing exactly right. Michigan trying to burn as much time, obviously, as they can and getting it down on the play clock. And as you mentioned, that's what happens. You let it burn too much, you get penalties like that, but that's going to be the strategy here. Eat up as much clock. We used the expression in the pregame show that Michigan had Albany on the ropes. Well, the Arsenal are looking this time to deliver the knockout blow and to be that one in the loss column that Albany hasn't seen in a long time.
The professor and Brandon Cisse, the two big coaches, the coordinators, they got to figure something out here.
Henry throws on the way and almost a one-handed grab by Long, but he can't hang on. And he goes flying over the boards.
Looked like Jones might have asked him how he was doing very loudly over the side of the wall there. Quick, hey, are you good? And maybe that's what it was.
You could hear that from over there. It's the exact opposite side of, I know you got radio ears, we like to say.
I'm an expert in body language, if you'll watch here. Nice lead pass from your boy, Malik Henry.
Trying to go for the one-handed grab, and now what's he saying there again?
Long goes over, and then Jones goes, you good? Everything okay? That floor's hard. Or it could have been bleep, bleep, bleep. I'm not sure. It was one of the two. They're very easily mistaken.
We'll add the subtitles in later to the YouTube broadcast. No,
it's a family show.
Less than 8 minutes to play here. Michigan with the 17-point lead. Henry lobbing one over to Long again. He squeezes this one this time, and lets Dante Mason know about it. Careful here, no reason for Michigan to pick up an unnecessary penalty.
There is a lot of emotion out on this field. Again, we said this to begin with. Albany trying to hold on to that #1 seed. Michigan fighting to get into the playoffs.
That's got to be a penalty. You know, it's unnecessary. You don't need it. There's no reason. You're in front of the official. If you want to say it's taunting, then that's taunting, right? We know what taunting is, flexing, standing over somebody. But you get right in front of somebody's face, in front of the official. Surprised we didn't see a penalty there.
Go face mask to face mask. It's dangerous. They're letting them play, but sometimes that's not the great call.
This is another delay game. Like
offense, number 16, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So we know the focus is to burn as much clock as possible. But if we're out at the campfire for the summer, there's a difference between burning, the s'more and then having it completely on fire and you can't eat it. I think this is on fire s'mores here.
I think the burning is it's getting chippy. There's some anger out there on that field. When you're hard-hitting teams like these two are, sometimes the emotions get a little high and you make mistakes. And if Michigan continues these delayed games, that could be exactly what Albany needs to get back in this thing.
Williams and Long split to the right on this play with Flowers, the man in motion. Henry's looking that way, and a nice catch. No touch yet, and there's it. Flowers, you had this analogy earlier in the game. Flowers planting himself, and he's been doing that, whether that's in the end zone or finding the marker and trying to get that perfect yardage for his Michigan offense.
Obviously, when you look at the outdoor game, finding that open window is big, but when you're in here between these walls, those small windows, if you look, he's in about a 3-yard window. He's getting open, he's sitting down, he's giving Malik Henry the flat shoulders. Hey, here's your target, give me the ball, and Henry's delivering it.
7 on the play clock. Let's see if Coach Leota calls a timeout to burn even more clock, and that's likely. And I have to say likely when he does it. Right
timeout.
There calls the timeout.
Michigan. Second of the half.
At the end zone, is it a field
30
goal
seconds in
attempt?
length.
What's the strategy here with the 17?
Correction, that is Michigan's last timeout of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
For everybody, it's a little tepid here inside the MVP arena right now. But I do feel like this is that moment. Coach Cisse is getting together with the defensive unit for the Firebirds, Leota with the offensive unit for the Arsenal. If you can stop the Arsenal, you have enough time to get a comeback. If the Arsenal gets in right now with how much time's left on the clock, it's going to be very uphill for the Firebirds.
What do you do if you're Coach Leota here? Is it a field goal attempt to make it a 20-point lead? Is it an attempt at the end zone? I hope your defense gets another stop. Do you do something on potentially the nets here to try to burn as much, even more time? What's your call here?
I go for it because I want my guys to know I still have confidence in them. They've been playing hard. They've been connecting all game. I probably put Flowers in motion and get them open somewhere and let them sit down and try to make an opening. But Flowers and Williams on the same side, guys.
And that's on Henry's left side. He's going to bring Long along to that side as well. A hard count, nobody bites. Henry's thinking about moving to the pocket. He throws it down. Incomplete. So Michigan cannot convert on that play. The target again was Long. Throw is short by Henry. Turnover on downs, and now the Firebird offense will take
Great
the field.
play.
Yeah, it
Great
was.
play. Everybody's looking at Williams. They're looking at Flowers. They put Long in motion. He runs between the two. The defense follows those two. You're going to see it right here. The defense follows the two. Smith on him. He was open. He was still open, even with Marcus Smith, one of the best defenders in the game, on him. Had the chance to make the play. Big stop for Albany.
Huge play by Marcus Smith there, and you're right, Levesque. A fantastic play call. Get your receiver moving in that spot, and there's a nice pass rush. Morris Joseph Jr. leading that charge. So Albany with a chance now to let it fly, and Castronova can't make it happen.
You said his name earlier.
My goodness, Chris Fitzgerald. Another big play from 6'7". Whether or not it was picked, I'm just reading the numbers. You got to ask Fitzgerald if he picked it for that reason or not.
I'm not asking him. I'm not acknowledging that. Man, that. Look at the pressure. Look at the pressure. He's like a bowling ball of just chaos, flying up the middle. Castronova tries to get up in there and get out of there, only to be met by a big old dude.
What's more shocking? And there's another play here. Hall trying to make some yardage for the Firebirds. The fact that Fitzgerald has been so impactful, or the sack dance isn't that easy, right? It's just, you don't even have to guess what the sack dance is. We didn't see it. We haven't seen what a good play, again, by Fitzgerald. Moving around, flying around on that defensive line. And that James Madison Duke, a fantastic college, made its college football playoff debut this past winter. Castronova here in the Firebird offense looking to make a play, and why not Darian Townsend to be that playmaker? That spot's going to be real close here, Levesque. That might still be short. We might be looking at a 4th and 2 coming up for Albany.
You got to go. You don't really have a choice at this point.
No doubt. Biggest play of the game for Albany, down 17 on a 4th down all the way. All the man in motion on the left side. He's looking that way. He's got to split it. He can't. The ball was intended for Townsend with Hall on that side. The defenders don't bite, and Michigan gets the stop. The Arsenal defense letting the Firebird bench know. Turnover on downs for the Firebirds.
Firebirds can't hang their head. There's still about 4 minutes left. If you get it, another well-drawn play for the first down. It almost feels different for Albany when you see these short first down plays. That feels like the kind of play that the professor, Coach Ware, is usually going to try to fake you out short and then go down and punish you in the end zone.
From the moment this game has started, it's been all Michigan. And now with under 4 minutes to go, they have a 17-point lead here on HTN.
He's already flying.
This is Arena Football 1.
Full speed at the snap.
The ball never dies.
Man, you can't defend that speed.
He's already at full speed before the snap.
Blink and you miss him.
You're not chasing him, you're surviving him.
He's gone, just like that.
By the time you react, full speed, full chaos. He's gone. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Here we go again. That's going to leave a mark.
This is Arena Football 1.
This is what AF1 is all about.
The ball never dies.
He flipped over the wall and hung on.
The wall is waiting.
This is Arena Football 1.
No sideline.
He got lit up by the wall.
That's going to leave a mark.
No way out.
A hit like that only happens in Arena Football 1.
Because in here, the ball never dies.
Clarksville wasn't built quiet, now built loud, built proud, built fire. Built on boots, hit ground, no tire. Built on hearts that don't back down, go higher. No permission, we don't ask that. Keep the door, yeah, we crash that. 48 inches wall, where you at? Running too wide, yeah, you need that. Yeah, no sidelines, ain't no safety. No soft land is gonna save me. You don't watch, nah, you feel me. Whole crowd standing, energy.
ortho.com.
Minnesota, Nashville, Vice TV, AF1 fans will have an opportunity to see that Sunday, June 14th at 1 o'clock. Our friends at Vice will have that matchup for you. Jalen Brunson and company, who knows, by Sunday, maybe they'll be NBA champions. Upstate New York fans are hoping for a championship, but they're also hoping for an undefeated streak to continue. Nearly 2 years since Albany fans have seen their team lose at home. They trail 17 points is the deficit, 50-33 with under 4 minutes to play. Alongside Jeff Levac, Tom Goslowski here with you, bringing you the action on AF1, YouTube, and HTN. Michigan with the ball spotted at the 15, and they send it out wide to the right. Catch, making a move, and continue to have an impact as Flowers as he gets closer and closer to that first down mark. 3 games in 13 days for the Albany Firebirds. Isaiah Scott not in action today. Nicholson not in action today. Week previous to this 3-game stretch, we've seen Dwayne Brown sit out. Now also, we saw this Arsenal team trail 60-50 with less than 1 minute to play in the most recent matchup between the teams, and they had a chance to do a double-digit comeback. Albany is running out of real estate and time here with this deficit. Handoff to Weaver. It looked like Albany wasn't ready for it. Defense surprised by the snap count, and we get under the 3-minute mark.
He's a bowling ball. He's an absolute bowling ball. You know, we saw the Brunson jersey. The Firebirds are going to need to channel some of that Knicks magic and get that unheard of comeback at this point. 17 points with under 3 minutes left. Definitely not easy. It's still possible because the ball's always live. You could get some turnovers, but they got to stop the Arsenal right now.
The energy low, to be polite, of what's coming from the Firebird boards right now.
They're confused. If you look at the fans, don't know what this is. They haven't seen this in way too long.
Henry back to Weaver, and it's going to really push you there at the goal line. So this is where it even gets more interesting, right? Because you've got a 300-pound ball carrier who's pushing on you in a fourth quarter scenario. Yes, obviously, if you score, it increases your lead, but it's almost like a virtual knee at times when you're thinking about it. You're burning the clock by not getting into the end zone with a lead on the road, and this clock, 17-16, continues to punch down on the play clock, and we're under 2 minutes, and we inch closer to the 1 minute warning.
Every one of those offensive linemen is north of 300 pounds. That's 1,200 pounds of meat coming at you when Weaver runs the ball.
And here comes Weaver again. Again, the ball continues to go forward and into the end zone. Weaver weaves his way in. The big man with another thick 6, and Michigan is going to end this undefeated season for Albany.
It is just disbelief here at the MVP Arena. Like, I will say this about the flock. I'm not seeing a lot of people head to the exits yet. They want to be here for the meet and greet after the game to see their guys. Win or loss, this fan base loves their team.
Down 23. And Weaver moving the feet, 4, 5, 6 guys. 52 finding it.
I mean, just a lot of secondary guys having to get in there and do that. That's
kick on the way up and good.
Roden now making his extra points even. So the momentum completely in the way of Michigan, and the I would say an insurmountable deficit right now for the Firebirds.
66 seconds remain in this one. We had a feeling that this was going to be close, with the chances that these two teams were going to kick it down to the fourth quarter. But I don't think anybody expected the Firebirds to be blown out. Oh, there was talk between the boards. Coach Leota is celebrating and letting it happen. It almost like a fighter, Levac. He's got that look, the towel around his neck, like he's going 12 rounds. Coach Reynolds and company, everybody celebrating to have this thing happen. What a win this would be for the Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those situations. On the coaches show this week, Coach Ware, he stated every team treats Albany like a championship win. If you're the one to knock off that undefeated streak, it is you're cementing yourself in the legacy of AF1 football, and it looks like Michigan has done just that.
I wouldn't be shocked if we even saw Kolka take the field now. And most times, Firebird fans, when it gets to the fourth quarter, they're used to the blowouts going to the opposite way. And Kolka had been such an impactful player earlier in this season that he would come in when the team was blowing out somebody else. We may see him go under center for this drive coming out. It is a feeling Albany fans have not felt in a long time, including the Firebird roster. A deficit this deep in a game and 66 seconds away from it being 20-1 in their last 21 games. Hall with the return, and Hall's not giving up. Hall doesn't want this game to end quite yet, and Hall's going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Albany. Maybe the finger in the about a potential win for Michigan too early before the clock hits 000. Ajay Hall, 6.
I mean, he runs with intent. He is a violent runner, and he did it right there. And you called it. I see number 9 walking out there, Josh Kolka for the Albany Firebirds, as they'll try to tack on 2 more points, get a little bit closer.
Now Hall scores under 1 minute. The clock will stop at 57 seconds as Albany will come on for a 2-point conversion. They convert here. It'll be 57-41. Kalk, as you mentioned, Levac now in at quarterback, no injury to Castronova. Likely was going to be the decision because of the deficit Albany faced. Kalk calling for motion on the far right. He's looking, got a lot of time in the pocket, making a play across his body, and it's picked off. To the boards, giving himself up. Michigan stops the conversion, and Michigan stops the scoring. Well,
a lot of taunting out there right now.
Yes,
that is the 1 minute timeout. This will be a full media timeout.
Too late. Albany trails by 18 with 57 seconds left to go in the MVP arena.
This is going to get ugly.
Here we go again. That's going to leave a mark.
This is Arena Football 1.
This is what AF1 is all about.
The ball never dies.
He flipped over the wall and hung on.
The wall is waiting.
This is Arena Football 1.
No sideline.
He got lit up by the wall.
That's going to leave a mark.
No way out.
A hit like that only happens in Arena Football 1.
Because in here, the ball never dies. This is Arena Football 1.
Welcome to the fastest game on turf.
The ball never dies.
This is what AF1 is all about.
You want soft?
Let's go!
Wrong building.
Hits like that only happen in Arena Football 1.
Walls.
There's no escape on this field.
Speed.
To the house.
Impact.
This is why you tune in.
This game doesn't slow down. It closes in. Because in here, the ball never dies.
Lateral G-force dampeners engaged.
0 to 60.
Burst propulsion activated. Aerobic capacity maximized.
Hydraulic extension vector enabled.
Threat detection engaged.
This monster is ready.
Minnesota Monsters. Get your tickets now.
Whatever your game is, pain shouldn't stop you. At Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we're here to help you move forward. From the sidelines to the operating room, from rehab to recovery, our team of experts provides the same world-class care trusted by the pros, so you can keep playing, working, and living without limits. Don't let pain hold you back. Schedule your appointment today at beaconortho.com.
57 seconds left to play here. The Arsenal lead 57-39. That's right, Michigan leads Albany. And Albany's undefeated season is just 57 seconds away from coming to an end. A score
after the try, we had an unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 8. That would be his first. That penalty would be in the bank after the kick.
Taunting, going to the break.
So a likely onside kick attempt here by Bird with the deficit being so big. We'll see what direction he sends this one. It dances, there's contact, we'll see. No penalty, ball's rolling. That should be spotted at the half-yard line. I was curious to see if they were gonna say that was touched before the distance needed to be traveled. No penalty thrown. And now that ball rolled close enough where it's going to be probably a few handoffs, potentially another score, and that'll be it. Look at this kick here by Bird, just trying to make a dance. It gets close. Contact, moving around a bit. Ball, by the way, if that had obviously been recovered by Michigan,
was the ball recovered by the receiving team at the 2-yard line. Wheeling forced the 10-yard unsportsmanlike from there. It'll be 1st and 10, Michigan.
That's right.
I mean, I was watching Bird on that one, and I respect him being in there, but with all those big eaters in the middle of that, you stay back, dude. We need you to kick the ball here in Albany. You stay back a little bit.
Kicker responsibility usually not to be the guy to jump on that. Now,
Game
of
clock
course,
operator, please set the
no
game clock to
knee
53
in
seconds.
AF1. Can't give
Thank
yourself up. Any negative play, any negative plays behind the line of scrimmage, the clock will stop. If Michigan falls forward, well, it's 1 yard, the clock will run. Likely a handoff to Weaver. We'll see, and there it comes.
Far enough ahead to get the keep the clock moving.
We look to the Firebirds sideline to see if Coach Ware and his staff decide it's time to just punt away on this game, and it looks that to be the case. It's likely just one more play remains as this clock ticks away. We've got 34 in-house. It doesn't matter if it's going to be 34, 40, 50. One more play, and Levac, this undefeated streak, the long 20-game win streak, the 2-year mark, is all going to come to an end here in Albany after this play.
Yeah, this is kind of academic at this point. You know, Weaver's going to keep falling forward, keep the clock moving, and that should do it.
And that's it. The biggest win in AF1 in 2026 goes in favor of the Michigan Arsenal. An upset, an undefeated season, a 20-game win streak, and a 2-year run. Undefeated at home, all comes to an end for Albany because of Malik Henry, because of players like Vance Bennett, Dan Williams, and more. It's Michigan, the winners, 57-39. Levac, your thoughts as we now head to the postgame and the finish to this contest?
I can guarantee I'm never going to be allowed to call another game.
You're calling yourself the curse, the jinx?
I'm not going to have to do it.
You two will?
Yeah, Coach Ware and everyone will do it. Hard-fought game in Michigan. They played like it was a championship game. They played like their playoff lives were on the line. Albany, I will never say that they weren't prepared or they're looking ahead because it's not who they are, but drops and some ugly play. Just not what you expect from the standard in the Albany Firebirds.
Isaiah Scott missing, Nicholson missing as well.
CJ
Third
Clark
game,
also, I believe, yeah.
Third game in 13 days. How much of those things factored in? And flipping over to the Arsenal side, is it the most improved team? We'll see. Now the next time fans will see Albany will be July 11th with a 6 o'clock Eastern kickoff. They'll host the Nashville Cats, and that got a little bit got a little bit more interesting now. Who's the top team in AF1? Will it be Nashville? Will it be Albany? Will it be decided in that game come July 11th? All the storylines we'll be following throughout the season as we continue to march through this summer and the AF1 regular season. For Jeff Levac, Dave Roberts, and our entire crew, I'm Tom Kozlowski. We thank you for joining us here on a Friday night in the MVP Arena in Albany, New York. Your final score,